Well, speaking of hype, we're into game one here, and we've got Kawasan, Jordan going with the Japanese Vinchester, picking the Malians, which I don't think we've seen so far in the main event. We've seen it in a draft, but not selected as a Civ yet.
Yeah, one thing to add here is that we have more civilization bans than in the previous days. So as the tournament goes on, you will expect to see some civilizations that weren't used primarily in the first couple of rounds because of that.
Yeah, and that makes it so much more interesting for the viewers, for the players. It's extra brain cells needed, right? And then for the casters as well, so things don't get monotonous day after day. But we see Jordan already coming out for that early dock. He is Japanese, so he spends less on the lumber camp, which means he can go for the dock earlier. And as Japanese, your fishing ships are going to be incredibly tanky. They're going to gather the fish slightly faster, so you should have an advantage on water. Malians, you pick them on hybrid maps because they spend less wood on the buildings, right? So Malians can get the fish out pretty quickly, but right now it doesn't seem as if Vinchester is even sending a villager that way.
Yeah, it remains to be seen if he's just waiting to see where his opponent drops his dock at, because he can opt to go for the other pawn, just say, okay, we both fish and we're not going to contest each other.
He's Vinchester. He's going to militia. Is it going to be one? Is it going to be two? Is it going to be three? Like, you never really know with this guy. Looks like it's going to be the two militia approach. And then he'll probably sneak out to the dock at some point. It looks like maybe on the left. He's sending a villager over there, is laming Jordan a little bit, taking some turkeys. And yeah, he spotted the dock from Jordan, Lita. That's a good point. He spotted the dock from Jordan, and then he goes over to the side that Jordan is not.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as you said, Japanese fishing ships are very tanky, so even if you beat Jordan to the feudal age, it's going to take so much time to do real damage. And here, he's just going to match that fishing economy and is looking to do some damage with the militias, which actually is unscouted by Jordan just yet, so this could be a nasty surprise.
Yeah, where is Jordan's scout right now? Jordan's scout is still looking around his pond, so he got it's the GL greed. It's creeping in, right? He probably pushed a few deer, and now he's coming forward. He's like, there's certainly a dock here. No, no. And look at what Vinchester has done on the other pond, too. Vodka's going over here. He sneaks all the way around to the edge. So Jordan will eventually find that, but it's going to take him a long time.
Yeah. Speaking of taking a long time, though, Vinchester didn't scout the wood line of Jordan, so he's yet to find it. Uh-oh. He got spotted. I think just for a brief moment you could see the militias.
But this is good. This is good for Vinchester. Like, Jordan comes out there. That is super bad timing for Jordan. And Jordan is trying to drop that lumber camp in Vinchester. We know, like, he is going to be so annoying with these two militia and with this scout. And this is something that Jordan just doesn't want to deal with.
Yeah, that's going to be so annoying over here. As you said, he's going to slow down that lumber camp. Maybe
every time it looks like Jordan's going to place one, Vinchester's like, oh, opportunities, okay. Here we go, and he might actually snag a villager. And he does snag a villager. Oh, man, Vinchester might get two here, Lita, if Jordan isn't careful.
Yeah, it was so well optimized that one villager needed one hit, and he just tracked it down with the scout, already refocused the militias to the other. At least two villagers make it out there safe to chop some threes, but still, as you said, it's one villager down, and if you look at the overall eco, that's a little disturbing for Jordan. Obviously, he's going to be faster to feudal age, but still, losing some geese at the beginning, losing a villager, not necessarily a good start for his eco.
Yeah, and he's nowhere near the other pawn. Vinchester's kind of like controlling that area, so Jordan didn't have an opportunity to send the villager out there to contest. And now Vinchester is using his fishing ship, and he's like, oh, there's nothing here. Okay, that's really good. I can go for a galley once I'm in feudal age, and I basically control this whole side of the pond. And I know he doesn't already have a dock there. I will point out that lumber camp from Jordan, I love it. It's so cozy in there. They had like two villagers in there, right? Dropping one off immediately. And now he's going for the full wall on the left side.
Yeah, he's also going for downwatch, Dave. He's scared about the follow-up from Vinchester. You said this before. Vinch loves these 2-3 archer raids.
Is he going for like pallet? He's going for houses and an outpost and town watch.
Yeah.
So Vinchester is scouting the other pond with a fishing ship, and Jordan's just like, man, I want full vision. I want a full fish boom on this pond. He's coming nowhere near this thing.
And opportunity to do some harassment here on the gold mine, but one of those militias
needs to wait for feudal age to come in. I don't agree with losing the HP on the scout that early there. Vinchester can potentially come back. Jordan is looking for opportunities against a villager from Vinchester, and Vinchester loses a militia, not able to get another villager from Jordan, and the villager gets killed there, and Jordan is going to have full vision on that pond on the right, and he's going to have tons of Japanese fishing ships taking in those fish.
Yeah, that's a big punch in the stomach for Vinchester. Lost a villager, lost his militia aggression as well, and now that's an interesting archery range positioning. Will be scouted immediately by Jordan, possibly.
Hopefully, right? If you're in Jordan's shoes, hopefully you can scout that. Looks like the scout from Vinchester is looking for damage. Jordan can't engage, but he does see the archery range, so he knows it's coming, and I would expect more walls to be present in Jordan's base as he sees that. He finally clears up the militia, and he knows he has a couple minutes, but those walls need to be up before the archers sneak in.
Yeah, it's going to be a long wall to make, but good news for him is that he's got great vision, so he knows exactly where the archers are coming from, and he's going to have the chance to prioritize that section of the wall.
There we go. He spots the dock from Vinchester, and like we said, it took him a long time to spot that dock, and Vinchester now has a fire galley patrolling around. I think a galley is good, but if you let the dock get up to like 70% before you find that villager building it, the galley can't deny the dock, right? At least the fire galley is going to give you some utility further on if he does get the dock complete.
Exactly, and he's going to scout the villager that's coming forward. In fact, Jordan is going to change his mind. He's just going to go back home with that. I think for a brief moment he was flirting with a second dock on the left pond.
Look at that. Look at how nervous he is. It's like, you are not docking this. And look, another outpost on the other side. I can't see it. Also love the galley. Like, he could have the galley patrolling on that side, but instead he's just controlling this middle area for some reason. And he's going to make sure that nothing interrupts his fish boom here as the archers start to head across the map. Vinchester did a good job keeping his scout alive, and as I say that, of course, curse of the caster, the scout goes down.
It's your fault, Dave.
It's definitely he died for my sins, for sure. And Vinchester will get vision on those archers, so he knows that in addition to the walls that Jordan already got up, Jordan now has a defensive force on land, and he's going to have to wall at home, so kind of a role reversal here for Vinchester.
Now, given how much vision Jordan has, and given that his walls are complete, I could see him trying to rush Castle Age over here. There's not much to fight for at this point. There is no contesting of his right-hand side pond. He isn't really pushing Vinch on the left. And it's not like there's a terrible amount of aggression coming out from Vinch here either.
Which civ would you favor if we're going to Castle Age and we're going to have like a Castle Age back and forth? Which civ are you favoring here?
Oh, I'd probably say the Japanese. As long as you have that fishing eco untouched, it's just such a powerhouse economically. Now, I would think that he could just go in the direction of knights, and Malians have the tools to counter that. But I think the timing advantage could be there for the Japanese, Dave.
Well, I'm looking at the resources right now, and it looks fairly even, right? Like, Vinchester does have 5 fishing ships. Jordan has 6, but Jordan is going through that fish awfully fast. So there's not going to be that many left over. And with archers on the field, it's kind of like, do you even go for the fish traps later on? Because they can just snipe those down really easily. As Vinchester goes for a wild market in the middle of nowhere. I think he just clicked idle villager, and Jordan is going to find that villager. He's going to find the market. He knows that Vinchester has not yet clicked up to the Castle Age.
Yeah, and he also knows that he wants to click up to Castle Age, seeing that market. So he knows fully well what timing Vinchester is going for, and he's going to click up just a couple of seconds faster.
Yeah, Jordan should be feeling fairly comfortable here. Like you said, Malians have the tools to deal with knights. Right now he's going into archers, which I think is good against Malians. The tendency when you have a fish boom is to go into knights with Japanese, because you do get bloodlines, right? So you're kind of using that food eco and putting it into your military. But like you said, Malians have the tools, so Jordan knows that. He's going to go crossbows.
Yeah, the interesting thing is going to be whether, if we actually see crossbows, are we going to see a pivot into skirms, or rather just a mango support to the knights?
I think it depends what your eco is looking like at the moment, right? Are the fish expired? Are you still bringing in that food eco? Can you easily go into skirms? Do you have any skirms already? Like Vinchester, he's got 3 of them here as he tries to engage, and he's got the +1 armor, and this is so far a pretty good fight for Jordan. Man, Jordan just getting aggressive and pushing down that hill. He's ignoring the skirmishers, trying to take out the archer mass, but now he's getting a little bit too aggressive. And he will take out the archers from Vinch, but he's going to lose everything from his forward army.
Such a lovely fight for Jordan, though, because he sees so many skirmishers. If he wants to change into knights, this was the perfect move. He took down all the archers. Basically, all that's left for Vinch is skirms. Knights will deal with that easily, and you can see scale barding coming in already.
And a stable here from Jordan. So Jordan is nervous about the skirm potential from Vinchester. Also, if Vinchester is playing open, knights, a few knights mixed in here or there could give him some good raiding potential. Vinchester is walling up. I don't like the fact that Vinchester is like placing all his production buildings well within line of sight of Jordan's units, right? He's just like, hello, I'm now transitioning into a stable. And I'm going to let you know about it as Jordan now goes for the first siege workshop of the game in the center of the map. And this hill position is going to be tough to push back.
Yeah, he actually sent out 2 villagers there, but he doesn't want to take this fight against the skirm, but he might be forced to. I feel like if you're Vinch, you might want to commit to this, try and stop that siege workshop while you can.
It's difficult, right? Because the berries are there, the crossbows have more range. He's only got skirmishers. I don't think he can commit to that. And it's +2 armor immediately from Vinchester coming in for his cavalry. How many stables does he have? Does he have 2 or does he just have 1? Just got, okay, he's going for the second one now, and he goes for the siege workshop. So Vinchester's trying to do a million things at once. He's got enough wood, he's got enough gold. The food might be a little bit of an issue here for these knights. That +2 armor is very expensive.
Yeah, I love this move from Vinch, though. As you pointed out, Jordan sees all the production buildings, but he sees 1 from each kind. And the follow-up is actually hidden inside the base of Vinch. So Vinchester is kind of keeping Jordan in the dark about what his unit composition is going to look like in the next few minutes with that.
What's the fishing situation looking like for Jordan? Because 6 of those 16 he has on food are fishing chips, and now they're all taking the box turtles. There's 200 food on each of those, but those are incredibly slow gathering, even with Japanese fishing chips, and that's not going to last very long. Vinchester's still with some deep fish left over. And he only has 5 allocated towards fishing, whereas Jordan has 6. So Jordan will be running out fairly soon. He's going to need to drop some farms.
Or move to the berries in the middle. I would love to see him do
berries
that.
in the middle is great, right? He might be sending villagers right now.
Yep.
Knights are building with +2 armor, and Jordan, Jordan, you can't be wandering around in a confined space like that with a mangonel. And I think he realizes he's going to stick to his hill, and he's going to go out and TC that, and there we go. There's the adjustment. When the fish starts to run out, he's sending villagers to the middle. He's going to take all that free food.
Yeah, and there's great momentum here for Jordan, as you said. This is such a seamless transition here, and when Vinchester runs out of fish himself, he's going to have to make a farm transition, and that could easily be problematic, given how confined he is inside his base. And if you take a look at the forests, Dave, as well, it's not like he has a tremendous amount of safe wood either.
Yeah. Oh boy, this could be big here. I mean, Jordan's got that hill position, but he's also kind of trapped himself in with the siege workshop placement and with the berries. And Vinchester somehow didn't get any damage whatsoever with that mangonel shot. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe the hill was a little bit deceptive there. Jordan's able to hold that position, but Vinchester with the +2. Now getting light cav in anticipation of monks coming out, and Jordan already has a monk on the field to convert the knights. He is looking to push up onto this hill position. Neither player really committing as of yet.
Yeah, it would be lovely to see some pikemen from Jordan, possibly. Japanese pikemen would just obliterate those knights. And given how low the knight numbers are for Vinch, even just 3-4 pikemen could be a game changer
I think Jordan's still struggling with the food eco,
True.
right?
Very true.
22 on food right now. He's got 4 villagers queued, but he needs to make that transition away from the fish. And he has 3 TCs to keep producing, right? As the Spearman now coming in. Thank you, Vodka, for pointing that out. And the Knights from Vinchester still deciding not to engage against the army. I'm actually kind of surprised that Vinchester hasn't taken a risk on sending those Knights forward and seeing if there's a hole into Jordan's base with that +2 armor.
Yeah, he is respecting this push so much from Jordan, and he should, especially because his lumberjacks are on the front and his primary gold is on the front. In fact, Dave, take a look at the gold situation. That could be the problem for Vinch.
Yeah, Vinchester has one over to the left side. He's kind of built the buildings in front, so it's awkward for Jordan to push that on the front of his base. And there is a gold way to the left, but there's nothing in the back. There is absolutely nothing in the back there except a couple horses, a woodline, and a stone. Oh, there is a gold back there. It's obscured by the TC on the minimap. Okay.
Yeah, that makes life a lot easier.
There's the light cav engaging against the spearman before the pikeman upgrade is in, and that's actually quite a good engagement there for Vinch, and he's just going to run away, keeping those light cav alive, albeit on low HP, as crossbow upgrade now coming in for Vinchester. So there's a wide variety of units on the field here, and it's only going to get better for both players as they mix everything in Castle Age. Redemption coming in for Jordan. Ooh.
That could be dirty. You still have a lot of light cav, though, for Vinch here. With good micro, he can pick the monks before he pushes up, and this might be the time.
Vinchester with some great micro there, unfortunately runs right into the shot with the Knights. But he's going to try and take that mangonel from Jordan. Jordan keeping it alive. Vinchester now seeing that redemption is in from Jordan. But Vinchester with potential for big shots. That's a big shot on the monk and the mangonel. Can he get the other monk before he converts him? Not quite. He goes for a knight, but the knight is immediately surrounded. And the mangonel continues to push Jordan back.
Oh, beautiful ground attack there as well, just decimating the spearman. And the mangonel is still alive. No mango coming out here for Jordan just yet. He has one in queue, but when is it popping, Dave?
That's a disastrous fight for Jordan, right? Like, he didn't get any conversions with redemption. Right now, that tech isn't doing anything for him. Mangonel should be out shortly, but the knights are around. The mangonel from Vinchester is around, and Vinchester now sees the flag on there, so he's going to be very, very careful with these units. I say that. Oh, how? How did it survive? Oh my goodness, and another great attack ground. This is a hero mangonel. It deserves a medal, and it's now gone but not forgotten.
The hero mangonel that got finished by some pikemen. Still some amazing engagements over here for Vinch. No more pikemen on the field, and he still managed to keep 10 knights alive. That's the key thing here, Dave. The knight mass is still intact.
I like that tower from Jordan as well. Like, if you're getting later on in the game, obviously Japanese towers are very good. As Vinchester now tries to dive against the crossbows, +2. Jordan wisely deleting that siege workshop. Otherwise, he loses 10 units for free there, and he's going to retreat to the safety of these choke points. Vinchester is just coming in, though.
Oh, that single light cap on the right side, picking off 2 monks. So much value. And once again, Jordan is just pushed back, and don't forget, most of his food eco is based on those berries. He needs that ground.
Only 24 on food right now for him. We see 30 on food for Vinchester. Total villager count, very, very even here. 74 for Jordan, 73 for Vinchester. Jordan does have better eco upgrades there, but the total res collected is remarkably similar as Jordan now tries to come out and complete that tower. Vinchester going for a second siege workshop, and Vinchester is even sending villagers forward here. He doesn't have any stones, so it's all for the siege workshop.
He might be running low on food as well, Dave, so he might need the food himself.
Oh boy, Vinchester. I can't believe he's managed to push this far. That was such a good engagement with the mangonel. So many good attack rounds on not only the mangonel's monks, but the pikemen as well. Kind of negating the opportunity Jordan had there to take out the knights. And now Vinchester has made that full switch back into crossbowmen to support his previous army. And he's looking pretty good. He's going to stone at the back of his base. He's thinking about a castle in the center. It's going to be a long way away for him. Jordan already with 550 stone.
Exactly. Jordan is tired of the stalemate. He wants to go into Imperial. He wants to go for a castle in the middle. And given how little damage Vinchester was able to do on his eco, that's going to pay off. Vinchester's playing too cautiously here.
Is there a hole in Jordan's economy? Because finally Vinchester is looking for a way in. Well, and Jordan maybe going for a market. The market doesn't work. These are +2 knights. Maybe Vinchester could come in here, but it looks like he's paying attention in other areas as he starts raiding underneath the TC. Mangonel's coming forward. Mangonel's coming forward. Jordan needs to be careful.
Yeah, lovely distraction here by the knights. As you said, as Jordan was busy quick-holding and chasing down these knights, Mangonel's push up in the middle, and it looks like Jordan was too focused in the middle, loses a couple of villagers on the farms because of that.
And it's a castle in the center here from Jordan. I don't believe Vinchester can deny that with the TC right there from Jordan. I think Vinchester kind of suspects that Jordan might be up to Imperial Age. Maybe saw the score drop. He's now selling wood and looking to build his resources to click up. Finally does get wheelbarrow there as well, and I'm not sure if he sees that castle foundation. He must see it now.
Oh, Dave, he's imping with the central town center.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh my God, Jordan, that is brave. Oh. It's gonna make it through, but that is brave.
Yeah, that's way too ambitious. Now, this is gonna be concerning. These 2 knights over here. Vinchester can be a nightmare with them.
I knew it was gonna happen eventually.
It wasn't intentional.
It's a Nili tournament. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I just didn't think it would be you. And never mind, they're not a nightmare. They're just a fond dream that is quickly forgotten as the pikemen clear up those knights. Jordan now going for fish traps over on this side. Vinchester can take care of a few of those fishing ships and maybe bring some crossbows over to deal with the fish traps over here. Crossbows from Jordan making their way over to deal with these, and Jordan needs to make sure there's no walls whatsoever, or no holes whatsoever in his walls.
Yeah, Vinchester is also imping himself, so this is where that mobility comes into question. He needs to stretch out Jordan and force Jordan to pursue. If Jordan can go with Arbs over here, he's going to decimate Vinch, especially because Vinch is yet to build that castle you mentioned before.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Vinchester had the castle foundation. Imperial Age came in. It was actually really fortunate timing for Vinch, and he was like, nope, 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 nope. I'm backing up with this thing. I'm still 2 minutes away. We are going to build this in a safe location, and we're just going to slow it down for the time being. Knights are looking to get into Jordan's base. I think it's open.
Oh!
It's open. The overchops were there. +2 Knights in. Of course, we have Japanese pikemen here, but there's not enough for the time being, and Jordan suddenly has a giant headache as the Knight raids come into his economy.
Yeah, this is a massacre, Dave, and look at where the crossbows are at. They wanted to attack. They have to come back home to clean this up. That imp timing advantage that Jordan had, it's gone. So is
Jordan
his eco.
needs to be careful. Jordan needs to be careful, right? You're distracted with the raids at home. An excellent job from Jordan, microing those crossbows to take out the mangonels without getting absolutely nuked by a big shot. Jordan doesn't have enough gold to fully get all of his upgrades right now. He's working on it, though, and now he's getting very aggressive, and with Bracer, able to one-shot that mangonel. Perfect control here from Jordan, but he still has to worry about these Knights in the back of his base.
Yeah, it's only 3 Knights now. As you said, there is Bracers, so there's a lot more damage output now from those town centers, and he's going to commit.
He is going to commit to that forward castle there. There's a mangonel popping from that siege workshop, and the crossbows are weak. Like, if we select those crossbows, they are weak, dude. Jordan is getting super aggressive with this.
Oh
no, he converts the siege workshop. I didn't even see the monk. Oh, Vinchester. Oh, that's so frustrating. Jordan almost like baiting him to make a mangonel there so he can convert it.
Talk about that redemption paying off from earlier.
I know, it finally did. It finally did. Crossbows pushing in, and now they're kind of denying that gold. The Knights are still here from Vinch, and we can see the Eco KD is still in Vinch's favor. But that might change as Jordan continues his push. Vinchester goes for another safer castle behind. So he's a little bit nervous here, and he's just going to have to, like I said, slow it down, right? If he wants to take out that stuff in the middle, he's going to have to build up siege, maybe 4 or 5 trebs with an army to protect, and maybe send those Knights around to raid occasionally. You could see he's queuing some more Knights behind.
It feels like it's too late, though. Look at the army numbers. Jordan is ready to push. He's actually switching into swordsman now. And Vinchester is yet to put any of those cavalry on the field. The price he had to pay to kill that eco to slow down Jordan was pretty huge. He lost all his knights.
You can see Vinchester like buying wood, right? He doesn't have that second wood upgrade.
Yep.
So he's got 46 on wood. Jordan has 21, but Vinchester, like, with 52 on wood now, you need that second wood upgrade. That's a big efficiency increase here. Obviously a very stressful game, so it's hard to, you know, check your eco upgrades at all times.
And not even heavy plow, that's something that Jordan also has. So eco-wise, Jordan is massively ahead. It's not really showing in the resources collected just yet, though.
Well, I mean, Vinchester's still ahead in villagers right now, so Vinchester did a really good job with those early raids with the Knights, and Jordan is still kind of letting Vinchester take this gold at the front. He has killed that TC, and he's building up here with watchtowers. He's got crossbows. He's got halberdier coming in, which could be huge. Bombard cannons, though, on the way from Vinchester, and that's something the Japanese don't have access to. So if we get into extended Treb war, even though Japanese Trebs can be good with the unique tech, Bombard cannon should be favored here.
I don't think so, Dave.
But redemption
he has,
is in.
He has block printing, too.
True.
He's done with that, too.
Yep. That could be really useful for Jordan. More Cavalier looking for raids. Jordan is tracking this. Of course, he's sending Halberdier over to deal with that. And Vinchester will need to pull these Cavalier away and into the back of Jordan's base. It just feels like Jordan is waiting for that moment, right? Like, he can push back Vinchester. He's just waiting until he has all of his upgrades in. Converts a Bombard cannon, which is massive. Vinchester gets retribution against that monk, and it seems like he's going to be able to kill that Bombard cannon right away, but the raids aren't doing anything. He's slowly building up an army, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to stop Jordan.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, he gets another one. Last second conversion.
Those are very pricey bombards for Vinchester. Remember, his gold is on the front. He's got a backup back at home to the north, but I think that's running low, so he really can't afford losing that many bombard cannons like that.
He does have Gebetto, though, and Gebetto will deal with the halbs if the crossbows aren't nearby, and the crossbows need to be very careful because the bomber cannons are there. So this is a very micro-intensive type of battle for both players, right? Jordan needs to keep the crossbows near the halbs without being nuked by the bombard cannons. They were targeting the treble. Oh my god, that was nerve-wracking moments there, and he does end up getting the trap, but he's going to lose both of the cannons.
Oh, that's a lovely trade there by Jordan. He's yet to get the Arbalest upgrade still, but that big crossbow mess is really paying off. Now supported by the Halberdiers, Cavaliers will also struggle, and it's only a handful of Gebettos on the field right now.
Already a 41-minute game one here on Kawasan, and I think this is deeper than we've seen any of the Kawasan games go so far, if I remember correctly. It's usually been water battles so far in the main event, but Malian's obviously switching it up a little bit, and Vinchester switching it up. As Jordan now attempts to get another conversion, he's going to get it, isn't he? No, Curse of the Caster. There we go. Sorry, Jordan. I didn't mean it. Yeah. He is getting all of his techs in, though. Arbalest now coming in, finally.
Yeah, Gebetto numbers increasing, though, Dave, and that's not something that Jordan has a direct answer to. He has the Arb upgrade, but he hasn't been making crossbows for a while. It's just what's left over from Castle.
What I love about Jordan, though, look at his number on food right now. Yeah. He is at 60 on food. He's got the farm set up in the back of his base. He's got those fish traps set up, of course, and he's got all the berries in the center that he can access. So his economy is looking really, really good to reinforce after he loses the units that he's streaming into the front of Vinch's base. And right now he's just trying to take good trades.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Getting some good picks on the villagers as well. Got some Gebettos picked off. Halberdiers were sacrificed, but as you said, that's not the priority for him. He's got 60 villagers on foot to replenish them with.
Vinchester, though, is holding on. He goes for another safe castle, right? Gebettos, in low numbers, they don't feel that good, but in big numbers, they can be pretty overwhelming, especially if you're matching up against a Halb Arbalest composition. Arbalest, if you have the time to micro, should be able to beat them. And speaking of micro, Jordan is denying this castle over on the left. That's super annoying for Vinchester. But if they're in mass and you're just patrolling in, Gebettos can do surprisingly well against Arbalest.
It's also the meat shield in front. Gebettos are glass cannons. Huge damage output, but very fragile. You have the Cavaliers in front to tank the damage. Gebettos never taking any hits.
And
they're just out there to dish out the punishment, right?
And Farimba's already in for Vinchester. So if he ever gets his economy stabilized, and I can see that number of farmers constantly ticking up and up and up and up. If he ever gets his economy stabilized, he can start raiding with Farimba Cavalier, Farimba Light Cav, and that is a really, really devastating raiding unit. Unless you get caught by Halberdiers, though, and then you get absolutely massacred like those Cavalier over on the left side. Castle's still denied, too.
Yeah, population is getting worrisome for Vinch. He's running low on accessible gold. And as you said, he's got Gebettos, but he needs something in front to protect them with.
You know, Malian longer lasting gold, actually big here. Actually big. We usually don't see it come into play. A lot of people are under the, have the thought that the free first mining upgrade was a better bonus for the Civ, but sometimes the longer lasting gold really, really does affect a game, and you can see it already here as Vinchester is struggling for gold positions.
Oh no, Dave. Oh,
not another one. Come on now, Jordan. Oh, great game sense from Jordan to come over there with the Arbalest. And Vinchester notices right away. He's like, no. And just passing. Passing here. Jordan will finally see those villagers be like, wait, what was that? Was that a castle you were trying to build there? Because I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, terrific game sense, as you said, by Jordan. He's just probing those resources on the sides. You can see a small group on the right side, even close to that gold mine. Just a couple of Halberdiers.
Yeah, that's perfect. Amazing.
He wants to see when Vinchester's expanding because he knows he has to.
How much is on the gold at the back of Vinchester's base, I wonder, as Jordan tries to get some more?
It's depleted.
There's a vodka getting the clicks in. We got 272. We can't quite get, I'm assuming it's 272 and 300. That's what we're just thinking right now.
Yeah. Well, it's about 4,500, including that untouched front gold mine. So these are both next to being depleted.
Oh, look at how many bomber cannons he has now. And he hasn't gotten one converted in a while. Jordan needs to be careful with this army. I'm loving the guard towers here from Jordan. He's got plenty of stone in the bank too. And that means that the Gebettos will have to be worried pushing forward as well as these bomber cannons. But some big shots already by the cannons from Vinchester. Jordan will need to retreat for the time being. He has a lot of resources in the bank though. And Vinchester 0 on wood. What's going on?
The wood lines, Dave. He also depleted them and now he tries it again.
There's no wood?
Yeah.
There's no wood in the back. He's going to have
no.
to shift all the way over to the right side, and he's castling for wood on Kawasaw, and that is not a great feeling.
Yeah, that's terrible. His bombard cannons are keeping him alive, but he's out of wood, he's out of gold. If he loses those bombard cannons, there's no way he can replenish them.
Yep, and the Halbs are coming in for the bombard cannons. You got to repair that. Repair the one in front, because that one is weak, and Jordan is clearly targeting it. And Jordan is going to go after that. Might be able to take out the bomber cannon. It's so close. No, he saves it for the time being. Vinch, a little bit more life in him here as he runs in with the light cav. And Jordan's going to have to start stretching out for wood soon. So maybe that's opportunities for these light cav, for Rainbow light cav from Vinchester to do damage.
Look at the right side, Dave. Once again, Halberdiers finding the lumberjacks. Jordan is so aware of how limited Vinchester's resources are.
And Vinchester doesn't have the stone to go for a castle over there, and now Jordan gets keep. And these keeps set up here are going to be incredibly brutal. If the bomber cannons want to push forward, they're going to have to take these out one by one, and those things will be doing chip damage on the light cav that are coming forward to raid. So great setup from Jordan. He just needs to make sure he limits the damage on these raids. He's already lost probably like 20 villagers in the last couple minutes to Vinchester's sending units in, so just be careful, Jordan.
Yeah, he could definitely use some walls on the perimeter.
That Halberdier is putting in work. He's going to get a paycheck at the end of the day for sure. As the light cav now come in, these light cav, lots of damage on them. Vinchester has iron casting. He's got Farimba, so I believe there's 7+7 light cav there. And they will kill villagers extremely quickly.
Yeah, this is deceiving though, Dave, because look at what Jordan is doing. He's making a complete tech switch into heavy CA. Stop producing everything else, it's going to be CA, and I think all of those are concealed.
Yep. Oh, big shots, but he gets one converted, and the rest of them are going to die here as the Arbalists come in. Jordan's like, that's a trade I'll take. I'm going into heavy CA. That's a trade I will take all day. He takes out 4 bombard cannons. Vinchester in a brutal position.
That's crazy. He also took down the keep on the left side as well, so there's not much that Vinchester can do to secure resources, and now the bombard cannon's gone. How is he going to deal with those trebuchets?
I do like Vinchester, though, on the right side, being very, very sneaky over there, taking out the gold mine, and maybe he can loop some villagers around to take that. Also, stables coming on the left. I think Jordan sees that already as he grabs the relics around the ponds. Jordan is bringing in his 4th relic as well, so if we're thinking about gold control here, Jordan basically has all of it.
Yeah, he also has a unit composition that's very gold efficient. It's going to be hard to lose these horse archers. So it's going to be a challenge for Vinchester to really decimate these numbers. Jordan's sitting on a ton of gold, and it's going to be insanely easy, actually, for Jordan to replenish these horse archers.
Tristan,
especially.
I don't think Tristan's shown up at the venue yet, but supplies is coming in here for Vinchester. So he's going to be making a gold unit, but he's going to try and conserve as much gold as possible. And it is the Champs girls that will be making their way onto the field. However, with the towers, with Japanese heavy cav archers, I don't know if the champions are going to be enough.
I don't think so, Dave, especially because Jordan is stacked into swordsman already. He's gotten supplies before, he's got a bunch of barracks. I would dare to say that this Cav Archer play might actually be a bait to force him to switch into Champ Scarlets, and then he just goes for Samurai or he goes for his own swordsman.
It's not that deep, bro. I think Cav Archers are just really good. Lidakor's got like all the ribbons connecting dots. He's like, it's a bait, it's making it switch into this, and then he's gonna do this. Jordan's just like, nah, they look pretty cool. They're doing really well.
Well, they do look cool and they do well, so
yeah,
but as you said, feels it's like too little
he's
too late.
He's getting kind of Boruto. He got treadmill crane. Like, he's got the keep set up. Jordan is just getting literally every tech in the book here because he has all the gold control. He's got 4 relics. Vinchester has none. And Vinchester is unable to raid Jordan's economy. So, Jordan, just take it slow and steady. You are going to win this game unless you make a catastrophic mistake.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a matter of who, it's a matter of when at this point. And Jordan is awfully close to win his first game of the tournament over here after 3 days.
Yep, and I like it. Like, the longer this game goes, the lower Jordan gets on the camera. He's like trying to get in the computer screen, you know? He's full focus here. He just wants to win at NAC 4. We know he's going to get it. The question is when, and it's likely going to be in the next minute or so. The castle goes down, and I think Vinchester with 127 pop is about at the time where you try and take one fight, it goes badly, and then you call it GG.
Well, I feel like there's no way that this fight goes well for him. Feels like
Does
desperation
he kill a
is coming
unit
in.
is the question. If he kills a unit, I think it's a good fight, honestly. If we look at these two armies here, and Vinchester's going to call it, and Jordan is going to take his first win of NAC 4. It was a great win, Vinchester, with a bit of a divergence in strategy going for the 2 militia drush and then docking the pawn that Jordan's not on. But Jordan just said, listen, you give me the pawn, I'm Japanese, I'm going to expand my fishing eco, I'm going to get up to Castle Age faster than you, and I'm going to have a fantastic economy, and I will have access to the berries because I got crossbow research before you did.
Was the issue the fact that Vinchester didn't contest the pawn of Jordan here, Dave?
I don't think you can against Japanese. If they're going to be up faster than you, and they probably will be, and they have more HP on the fishing ships, with Malians, I think that's a good strategy from Vinch. I just think he needs to send those knights forward to try and raid earlier. You can defend. Jordan only had 1 mangonel there. He has the crossbows, right? And then he's getting all the monk techs. Vinchester can defend that entire push with 1 mangonel behind the wood line, even though his main gold is there. Like, he can defend that. He needs to send those 10 knights with +2 forward. If you're going to get that +2 tech, you need to be using it right away because that's so expensive.
Yeah, it kind of felt like ever since Jordan got the control of the middle area, got the berries, got the relics because of that, it was just a snowball from that point on. So that's why I was kind of asking you about that fishing ship play, because that's what really propelled that faster Castle Age for Jordan, and that's what resulted in that map control.
Well, it wasn't even that much faster. Like, if you think about Vinch's eco setup, right? If Jordan doesn't deny that market, hello. Oh, my God. If Jordan doesn't deny that market, that Vinchester tried to place with 1 villager, Vinchester was up at the same time as Jordan.
Yeah, that was a clutch play indeed. And
well, it was just it was a clutch play, but it was also kind of a dumb play to make.
Well,
like
that's true.
That's like a reflex play, right? Idle villager, let's make a market in the middle of the map where his army is.
Well, credit to Jordan because he got all the possible line of sight techs, got some outposts out there, so
yeah, that was
it
really
was
good.
difficult for Vinchester to hide it.
Yep, everything about the early setup there from Jordan was like, okay, I know you're taking the other pawn. I know that you've gone for land pressure. I'm just going to take advantage of my civ strengths. I'm going to fish boom on this pawn and try to stop me, essentially. So great stuff from Jordan, really utilizing the Japanese well as we head into game 2. I'd love to see the draft if possible. Looks like they haven't started yet, and I want to see what civilizations they have available and what home maps there are for Vinchester. So Vinchester has Arabia. He's got Outcrop. He's likely to pick one of his home maps. And we look at the civilizations here. Arabia, we have Aztecs potentially. You could go Chinese like Mr. Yo. And then Outcrop, we could go Aztecs, Chinese.
Oh,
we could go Mongols as well.
Yeah, now, this is a very interesting 2 maps here for Vinch. Outcrop is something that both of these players love to play on. They did play that quite a lot in the qualifiers. And Vinchester is unbeaten on Outcrop in the main event of NAC. So I feel like that could be kind of a comfort pick for him. If he goes for that, his picks before were Mayans and or the Britons, rather.
Yep.
Those are not available. I feel like if you're Vinch, you're thinking in dimensions of Aztecs or Malay, maybe. That would be an interesting pick.
Malay is very interesting. That's the one that stands out to me here. Like Khmer, you can pick on Frigid Lake, right? You go for that early aggression. Yep. The houses are nice because it's so open. The farms are great because you can place them anywhere. Malay is telling me Golden Swamp, but I'm then looking at a civ like Mongols and thinking they're pretty good on Golden Swamp as well, and they might arguably be better than Malay. So I don't know, maybe it's like Malay on Frigid Lake and he wants to get some super quick uptime or something like that.
Yeah, bans have been Portuguese and Persians. Now, one of the things I'm looking at, oh, there we go. Let's talk about the game then.
And here we go. It is Arabia, and it's going to be Gujaras against Aztecs. So Gujaras have a lot of tough options here, but Aztecs, it feels like if they play into that eagle approach, maybe mix in some monks, the Gujaras can kind of struggle against that, and Aztecs have always been good at Arabia, and it's hard to imagine a world where they won't be one of the top civs in Arabia. Even on 9 villager start, it doesn't matter what the start is, they're going to be good.
Yeah, this is also a map that both of these players love. In fact, you go back to last October, I do believe, King of the Desert, one of the best performances of Vinchester in an S-tier event in his career. He was second place in KOTD. Funnily enough, it was also one of the better performances of Jordan, both of them losing to Viper in the end. So I feel like we've been thinking about a close set over here. I think this map specifically could easily have a significant importance, and whoever takes this could easily take the entire set because of that.
Yep, and I think Vinchester is lining up to be favored here, if I'm looking at the civs. But Jordan has a very nice map. Like, he's got 2 woodlines back, he's got the back gold, he's got the back berries. We look at Vinchester's map, it's not bad. It's not bad, he just doesn't have a back woodline. So if he manages to secure the front side, he should be fine, and it looks like he can wall the sides as well. That gold is a little bit far forward, but he's got a couple woodlines he could connect. He just needs to put in some work, and it could be very, very nice as well.
Yeah, very similar maps for both players. As you said, both very vulnerable. Now, it looks like Vinchester isn't going to commit to the long walls here, just stopping a couple of houses. And if he just builds off of that initial layer of houses as a wall, his gold mine could be exposed on the front.
All right, Camel Scout from Jordan. Did he go forward to scout first? No, he didn't. And let's take a look at Vinchester's scouting. I think he's just heading forward now. He will see the 4-tile gold, so he's going to be like, oh, great, Jordan's around here. There we go. There's a house. Confirmation indeed. And now he's going to be looking for the wood line. Vinchester has not started on a barracks as of yet. And he is just looking to click up here with maybe 19 population.
Yeah, we've been talking about this. He loves his 2-3 archer rate, so this could be one of those instances where he just goes, okay, let's get a couple of archers out, let's be annoying, especially because Jordan isn't really rushing for any walls. So given how much open space there is in different angles, there is definitely opportunity here for Vinchester to do damage with 2 or 3 archers.
Good scouting so far from Vinchester. He sees everything that he needs to see about Jordan's base.
Yep,
He sees those both back wood lines, sees the forward wood lines, main gold, he sees the berries, just got to catch a glimpse of that stone at the front there and the fact there's no wood lines there, and then he will know exactly what he's dealing with. Now, Jordan coming straight across, he's going to be able to find Vinchester, and they are both up at around the same time as Vinchester will go for that archer approach.
Now, what's going to be Jordan's approach over here? Is he just going to mirror that, or maybe we're just going to see some skirm defense from him? That's an interesting wall, Dave. Doesn't want to go far.
I don't mind that wall at all. Yeah, I don't really mind that wall at all. I mean, where else are you going to wall to, right? If you wall all the way to that wood line on the right, it's just so hard to get a villager there to repair later. Like, that is something that you do later on in the game when you have the opportunity. But this wall right here is about the same resources, and it secures that whole right side, so you don't have to think about it at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big investment, but for the time being, it's fine, especially because he's yet to scout the base of Vinch, so he doesn't actually know whether militias are coming. He doesn't want to risk moving out a villager or moving out with a villager there.
And he sees now the main gold from Vinchester. He didn't see the wood line over there, but he did see the houses, so he's probably assuming there's a wood line there. And he's going to see the other wood line in the front. Feudal Age is in for both, double bit axe right away, and it's a fairly standard build here for both competitors.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary right now. They're just kind of poking and probing so far. Kind of a cautious approach right now, Dave.
That villager just needs to... There we go. I was going to say, like, stop it, man. You need to go back to the gold. Now he's completely idle as the Camel Scout engages against the Eagle, and the Camel Scout is going to win this engagement. Actually, yeah, Camel Scout wins against Eagle, yeah.
And that's a nice pick over there, especially because Jordan also wants to go for range himself. So having that Eagle out there that can tank up some damage, get some hits on your archers, is definitely an annoyance. So getting rid of that is a great value there.
And if Vinchester wants to send these archers forward, I think he's going to be forced to go for either an Eagle escort or a Spearman escort. Jordan is opening with archer range. Did Vinchester see that Jordan was opening range?
I
think
did
see it was on the gold, right? Yeah. So he should know 100%. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Vinchester knows exactly what he's dealing with. Camel Scout can engage against the villagers, and Jordan will see that Vinch is walling up. And this is a much better base layout than yesterday against Yo when Vinchester was just completely open. And Yo punished him really, really hard for that. So Vinchester may be learning some lessons there as he is trying to wall slowly to the edge of the map and secure a big, big portion of real estate here for himself. Very, very, very timid opening from both players.
One big difference between the two is that Jordan actually went for Horse Collar, whereas for Vinch didn't. And he actually invested into quite a few farms over there, Dave. So there is a slightly better efficiency, I guess, over here for Jordan.
Yep. It's a little bit greedy there going for Horse Collar, but he knew he could get away with it, right? He killed the starting eagle. He's kind of controlling the map and goes for a Horse Collar even though he opened archers there. And there's the blacksmith from Jordan. Vinchester, he's known for 2 to 3 archer raids, and he doesn't disappoint as he comes in here. And look at how good that wall is now. Right? Like, that wall is beautiful now because you get harassed a little bit on the berries, but Vinchester can't sneak into your wood line and start killing villagers, and Jordan is going to be really, really comfortable there, and that allows him to sneak out with 2 archers of his own to get the wall down on the left side, too, and Vinchester is suddenly in a position where he's like, I don't know if I can do damage in Feudal Age. We're going to take this one to castle.
Yeah, that feels like it's the case, although Jordan actually is committing to fletching.
One more wall. One more wall. The camel's weak, and Vinchester can engage against that, but the archers are on the way, and Vinchester wisely goes for that wall. The camel is getting downhill hits, though. If the archers show up at the perfect time, maybe that villager can be taken out, but it looks like Vinchester is wise enough to know that there's likely something on the way. If Jordan's taking that fight, there's something on the way.
Whoa. He gets the
She dies! She dies! Oh, no. She was out in the wild all alone. It was cold. It was dark. It was scary, and she's dead.
Oh, that's annoying because, as you said, it was about taking this game to Castle Age, so not having Horse Collar, losing that one villager, that's going to slow you down in that.
Fletching coming in here from Vinchester. He does have a defensive force, and he's not queuing up anything else, and he's just banking food right now. So he gets Fletching. He has the walls down. He's just like, I can defend any feudal pressure. Let's take this to Castle Age. Jordan still queuing up archers, also banking the food. And like you said, with Horse Collar, his economy is going to be really, really stable behind it. 18 on food right now, and already 400 in the bank. So Jordan's in a good position himself. What do we think? What do you think we're going to see here with Gujarats against Aztecs in the Castle Age?
I think initially Jordan just wants to see what Vinchester is going to do, because keep in mind, Vinchester is known for being very aggressive. We could see him selling stone, going triple barracks eagles, seeing that Jordan is committing little to the army, or we could see him just going for a very boom-heavy approach. So I think for Jordan, it's scouting first, and then just adapt to what's coming from Vinch.
Yep. I also love the fact, I was speaking to Jordan about this a couple weeks ago, where he said, one of my weaknesses as a player is like not using my scout. As we see now the micro going on and each player just kind of picking off units here and there. It's not the most important thing in the world, but Jordan is so far having an advantage here. And Jordan was like, yeah, you know, Viper, if he has a weak scout, he will always be scouting the edge of the map. He's always going to be looking around. He always hangs on to his starting scout if he wants to click that auto scout button at some point. And we can see it from Jordan's line of sight. His starting camel scout is seeing everything. It's like, it's really, really good. Vinchester's line of sight, not so good. Jordan's exploration, really, really good here.
Yeah, in fact, let's not forget, Dave, that's not the initial camel scout that he started with.
Isn't it?
Oh, it is.
It is.
Never mind. I thought we lost it. I was confused for a second
like,
myself.
Wait a second. He doesn't even have a stable, bro. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
don't know.
well, what's happening? I really...
You've been playing too much AoE 4, bro. You thought you had the TC producing a scout. You've been, man, you called them horse archers earlier? Oh, dude, we got to bring you
But they're
back.
sitting on a horse, Dave. Come on.
It is true. You weren't wrong. You just weren't right. This is not a great fight for Jordan. He took good fights earlier. This is not a good one. As Vinchester still keeps queuing up the occasional archer here. Jordan trying to get maximum value. He's not going to find any. And Vinchester keeps queuing up archers even though Jordan has access to Shravamsha Rider, which is kind of strange to me, right? It feels like Vinchester should be making that eagle switch at some point.
Yeah, as I said, right now, I would expect Jordan to just see what Vinchester is going for before actually committing to something more significant. But it also seems like Vinchester is going to take the same approach, because it's not like he's dropping new barracks. For now, it's just a couple of archers, and from here, it seems like he just wants to go for eco and boom behind this, because no one is really aggressive in this game.
Yeah, and he's adding spears in front of the crossbow. So he knows what the response is going to be from Jordan. Hasn't seen that second stable, but if you see one, there's going to be another one. Yeah, it's basically inevitable. It's just where he puts it. And he's going to have the crossbows set up with the spearmen in front to hopefully deal with those. However, we've seen how devastating the Shravamsha Rider unit can be. And you have to be on top of your game and your positioning with those spearmen to keep your crossbows safe, because they can be very, very dangerous. I do like the fact that Vinchester is fully walled at home, so there's no risk at that. He can put all of his focus forward on that army and trying to protect it.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to just play very aggro over here, realizing that Jordan is lacking army. There are 4 Shravamsha Riders, but the Spearmen are slowly coming through. And there is a lot of damage potential here.
That Spearman gives this army so much more protection, even with an unupgraded Spearman, as Vinchester yeets it into the TC. And Jordan is like, can I engage against this? There's now 2 Spearmen there. He's got crossbows. Jordan kind of hesitating. He's like, maybe with 2 more, maybe with 2 more. As more crossbows come across the map. And Vinchester actually engaging without the crossbows. That was not good. That was not good. And Jordan feels free to dive now.
Yeah, this is such a good fight here for Jordan. Spearman just lagging behind, and this is going to be a cleanup, Dave.
Vinchester needed to keep those Spearmen right beside the crossbows. He needed a full buddy system there for these 2 units, and now it's just looking like the unit choice is a mistake because Vinchester's positioning was all off. He needed to be in a choke point, Spearman in front, crossbows behind.
Yeah, this is devastating for Vinchester. He's got no standing army. He's just now starting to make monks. He's just now starting his second TC. Jordan already has his own second town center. And he needs to be cautious of the overchop state. He's very close to 1, and if those Shravamsha Riders come in, that could be game.
Yeah, but I think he's good with the walls. Look, he's double layer walled everything. He's got the house walls. He's still got a couple layers of trees to go. And Aztec production, he can replace that army quite quickly. And the bad thing for Jordan is that these Shravamsha Riders don't scale all that well, whereas the army from Vinchester is the army composition he's going to be wanting to make into the late game. So Vinchester is still in a fine position, hasn't taken any eco damage, just maybe a fight that he could have taken a little bit better.
For sure. Right now, there is some momentum over here for Jordan, but he needs to build off of that. He needs to do some eco damage, possibly secure some relics, take those away from the Aztecs, because if he doesn't capitalize on this mass of Shravamsha Riders, Vinch is actually going to have 3-4 relics, and that with the Aztecs, that could be devastating.
Can we see Jordan's Fog of War once more before we take this fight real quick? Because I feel like it's really good. Yeah, jeez, he sees the whole map, dude. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. If he wants to go for those relics, maybe add in a few monks of his own, wants to go for the extra resources, it's wonderful. He can go for those TCs on the right because he knows exactly what's out there. As he will struggle with hills to find TC placements, but at least he's got the ostrich nearby. And Vinchester is now pushing forward. He's got the monks, he's got the pikemen. Maybe you can make an argument for a forward siege, but it's always difficult with those Shravamsha Riders just kind of running around in the background. Could snipe your mangonels, so he's going to have to be careful here, as Jordan's still looking for a way in, not able to find it.
Yeah, it's such a nice layer of wall over here for Vinchester. It's that's slowing down Jordan from breaking in. And on the other side, there's much more damage being done over here by Vinch. He's taking down some farmers, idling some farms, also picking them off for future times. But crucially, he pushed away Jordan from the gold, rather.
Yeah, Jordan does have access to gold on the other side, on the right side of his base. He does, but the main gold obviously under threat, and Jordan is now going for a university. Interesting, and the crossbows are in. The crossbows are in, and Jordan is just running away.
There's a hole, Dave. That's not fully walled. He needs another house, but look at that. He's going to commit, and that's devastating. Jordan is running for his life.
Yeah, Jordan having problems here. He's trying to come into the back of Vinchester's base. Vinchester's staying on top of that, though. And now the skirmishers pop out, get some decent value against the monks there from Vinchester, but the crossbows come back, and it looks like that monk is going to live another day, potentially.
Namaste.
Still terrible amount of damage over here. And pikemen are still around, so the Shravamsha Riders won't do much over here. In fact, a couple of units lost over here by Jordan in exchange for just 1 monk.
He does manage to keep the villagers alive, though, and he's bringing them back towards that wood line. Shravamsha Riders still unable to get in, so great defense from Vinchester behind this.
He needs to be cautious, though. He's chopping the final layer of trees.
All right, here we go. We've got crossbows still picking away on the front side. We've got Jordan working away on stones, so maybe thinking at some point of going for a defensive castle. Still a ways away from that. Sanctity coming in for Vinchester. Still no siege to push this. Like, if Jordan keeps these walls up, the crossbows did get in once, but he's still got no siege to really provide any threat to the town centers or the walls at all. So if Jordan walls behind this, maybe walls to the gold, he should be safe. But once again, he's let him in.
Yeah, and a bigger concern, Dave, is that he's still not mining gold. Now, he's got a pretty decent gold bank, but he hasn't been able to access gold for a while, and that's getting alarming.
Yep. All right, crossbows still hanging around here. We've got the Shravamsha Riders trying to move their way in. Still not finding any openings, and the crossbows and the pikemen looking around this second TC.
Nice little reaction over here by Jordan. He's going to get himself garrisoned, but so much idle time. You can see up top of the screen, out of his 70 villagers, almost a quarter of them are idle. No gold access, no wood access, and this is getting rather worrisome over here for Jordan.
All right, crossbows still looking around for damage. We've got the monk going down now from Vinchester on the front, and tons of army here for Vinchester. We've got 38 military against 16. Like, it's crazy. And we look at the villager count, 70 for Vinch, 72 for Jordan. Eco upgrades, relatively similar. Wheelbarrow in favor of Jordan, of course. And Jordan now has enough for a castle. Where is that castle going to go? Looks like it should go on the right side, but there's a lot of army there.
Yeah, he needs to clean this up first, or he needs to go for a very passive castle, but he only has a handful of skirms here. And once again, these crossbows, they're just so difficult to deal with over here right now for Jordan.
And it's like, what army do you make if you're Jordan, right? You don't want to be going skirms long term. The Shravamshas are kind of losing their value with how many crossbows and how many pikemen there are. And it's like, you need the castle, but Vinchester's sitting where you need that castle, and he's harassing your eco. So very, very difficult for Jordan as he now queues up a couple monks.
Oh no, Dave. Look at the line of sight from Jordan. He doesn't know about the gold mine to the north.
He doesn't know about that?
That's why he's off from gold for 5 minutes. He didn't know about it for a while.
Okay,
he just now scouted that.
Now he sees it. We talked about his scouting earlier, right? Like, he saw everything but the thing he needed to see. As Jordan now goes for a super safe castle in the back. He's got 300 more stone. Vinchester on the way to Imperial Age. He almost has enough stone himself, and I think you could make an argument for Vinch. It's risky, but you have enough military to maybe make that castle forward. And it's like, if you're Aztecs, do you really need a castle in the middle of your base? Probably not.
Yeah, it's tricky, right? I feel like Vinchester doesn't need to commit to this. He knows he's got the imp advantage. He has shut down Jordan's eco for so long that he doesn't need to go overly risky over here.
Castle coming up from Jordan, another barracks from Vinchester, and here's the Eagle switch. I thought it might be Eagles and Castle Age, but Vinchester is going to wait until Imperial Age, and he's going to go for a castle on that hill, deny any pressure from Jordan. Obviously, the castle gives you access to Trebs as well, which will be big for him. The Eagle Flood, I'm curious how Jordan's going to stop this, right? He can make chakrams, but he's only got one castle, and it's not even complete yet. So how is he going to get that mass in time to stop the Eagles from doing damage? Second castle, though, from Jordan. Second castle. He did buy the stone, so he's obviously expediting his tech switch into chakrams. He really, really needs those. He knows Vinchester's going to switch in Eagles. Gets confirmation now as he sees the Eagle upgrades in. And skirmishers are just essentially buying him time until he can add in some new units.
Yeah, and Jordan is in. He finally got in with the Shravamsha Riders. Only 6 of them, but it's at least going to get some delays on Vinchester's timings here.
Vinchester needs to pull off the gold, and those things are extremely fast. They dodge, in quotation mark, dodge the arrows from the TC, although they've got a rechargeable bar. I'd love to have a rechargeable dodge bar in real life. And they are going to take minimal damage. The pikemen are also not quick enough to catch up to them. +2 armor coming in for the Eagles. It's only 6 Eagles on the field. Kshatriya is coming in for Jordan, so he's going to wait for that tech to complete before he starts producing any more units. And that's 25% less food investment on military units for the Gujaras. So that's a very, very valuable tech. It will delay his army production, however.
And that's concerning. He's also stuck in Castle Age. He needs to commit to more army production to slow this. But then again, Vinchester already has double the army, and he's going to have the momentum soon to push the right side. In fact, if you take a look at his stone bank, he's getting close for a second castle, and that is going to be a very aggressive castle.
I don't know if Jordan's still in Castle Age, I guess you make it aggressive on that hill, right? And then
Yes.
you engage in the Treb War. If you see Jordan, which we know isn't going to happen, if you see Jordan hit Imperial Age, I think that castle goes like more on the left, and then you just push out with a big ball of Trebs in military. And Jordan's like, I need these things. Like, these are my production buildings. I'm going to make this as safe as possible at the back, as Vinchester is still building up the Eagle numbers. And I like the fact he's not sending Trebs one at a time. He's got a second one on the way. Villagers are waiting for that castle placement up on the hill, and they're coming forward. Now, do you put it on the hill, or do you put it near that TC?
TC, go for it.
Go for
we
the
know
TC.
how Vinchester plays. He wants to finish this game soon because he saw the castles coming up for the chakram throwers.
Yep. But Jordan, like, even if you get a big mass of chakram throwers, you're still in Castle Age, right?
Yep.
You're still in Castle Age. You don't have those techs. And Vinchester has done such a good job retaining his mass of crossbows against the skirmishers. So if he comes forward with chakrams to counter the Eagles, Vinchester can snipe those down with his crossbows. And still fantastic micro here from Vinchester. As I say, he's retaining the mass of crossbows. He's losing the mass of crossbows. But that's just the way that things happen in this set. First cast of the day, right?
Yeah. He just wanted to make sure that the castle that he's building goes up, so he was willing to trade those crossbows off just to be sure.
All right, Shrivamsha's getting a little bit more value. Eco KD is still only 5-3. What the hell?
Well, there's the caster curse,
It's about
Dave.
to change. Yeah, it's about to change. Jordan's like, why'd you have to say that? As the Eagles come in, the castle's going down from Jordan at the front side there, and the Eagles are going to start picking away at Villese. They might only get a couple here, though, because the chakrams are back to deal with that, and we see the frisbee throwers already in action. However, with only...
What is that eagle doing?
I think he's...
Hello, sir?
This is a Wendy's. And he is going to die. The chakrams, though, even without forging on that first engagement, you saw how little damage they were doing. Right, Castle Age upgrades versus Imperial Age, not the greatest, but adding more Shrivamshas, and this is a great Treb snipe. The pikemen are protecting the other two Trebs, so there's no way you save that castle on the left side, but you can protect the stuff on the right if you're Jordan. Jordan's still only 100 food in the bank, though, and he's still in castle.
Yeah, he's spending a ton of stone on repairing that castle on the left side. Eventually, it's going to fall. It's just a matter of time. While we also have a single Shrivamsha over here trying to play hero.
Yep, Eco KD still only 8-8. Chakrams masked up. He's got a ton of them now. Well, 10. It seems like a ton with these low army numbers still. Vinchester unable to really get the spam going here, and he's only got one Eagle, actually. 24 pikemen making up the majority of his army. Jordan has bought himself a ton of time repairing this castle, but it also means he won't have enough stone for another castle to protect his base and make more chakrams. So Vinchester just slowly whittling down Jordan's stone count. You can see it's dipping below 100, and at some point, Jordan's going to have to use that gold to buy more stone to keep repairing, and that's gold he needs to go up to Imperial Age.
It gets worse than that.
Yeah.
He's being trapped by 3 Trebs
On a
up
hill.
hills.
Well, he's on a hill
Yeah.
too, I think.
Yeah, true.
I think
Still.
it's neutralizing, but this now the castle goes down, and that's after Jordan already bought the stone.
Oh,
that's the
terrible.
most frustrating thing ever. You buy the stone in a panic, you're wasting the gold you need to go up to Imperial Age, and you can't even save the castle. But this is a good moment here for Jordan as he pushes forward. He's like, listen, I can't do anything about the Trebs forward because of the pikemen there, because of the Eagles, the crossbows, everything. So I'm going to go forward with my military, and he's going to deny this castle from Vinchester. He's got Shrivamshas, he's got chakrams behind this, and now he's going to have like a 30 villager lead, but he's an age behind.
Yeah, he's an age behind. As you said, he had to commit a lot of villagers to repair that castle. Now he's about to lose the second one. He's still pretty heavy on stone. He's going to have some repairability over here, but it's not going to take long until Vinchester gets that keep destroyed.
Chakrams are ripping with the Shrivamshas in front, and the Arbalists aren't enough to fully defend that. Vinchester does have a castle behind there, though, and this, because Jordan came forward with this army, it means there's absolutely nothing back here. And the Arbalists are going to be pushing in with the pikemen, with the Trebs. Jordan is losing the whole front side of his base. He took a risk, kind of paid off. I don't know if it's going to pay off in the long term, though.
Yeah, it feels like it's just a matter of time until Vinch slowly cleans this up with the Arbs, and he can also start to try and snipe the TCs. Just completely deny Imp from his opponent. In fact, he already started doing that.
Yep, pikemen are coming in. One Treb going down, but Shrivamsha's not able to take a second. And all of the chakrams are in the back of Jordan's base attempting to deal with this. And Vinchester is kind of, he's like, I know this army at the front is annoying, but I'm just going to send random reinforcements in. And eventually, you know, it's that point in the game where you just like set a waypoint. You're like, eventually that army will die. Eventually that army will die. I focus all of my attention at the front of Jordan's base, and that castle is still being repaired. All of the stones soaked up from Jordan, and Jordan taps out. Vinchester taking the game there. Doesn't have a positive KD, but he had way more military in that game, and it seemed like ever since that first fight went in favor of Jordan, there was never another moment where it seemed like he was on the pushback or like he was in favor in that game.
Yeah, Vinchester took some high risks when he dove under the TC just to commit for the gold, commit for the wood. But it paid off. He managed to keep the crossbows alive and shut down Jordan's eco for so long that he managed to beat him to Imperial with Jordan completely unable to catch him.
Yep, and he took a great position, right? He did the Aztec thing. He just produced military and keep sending it forward. You lose one bad fight at the beginning where you kill like 1 unit and you lose 10 crossbows. It's fine because he's fully walled and the Shavamshas can't get any value with their raids, whereas he can just keep pumping military forward, and Jordan has to respect that, and Jordan couldn't stop it.
And with that, we have an even score here, Dave. Not something that commonly occurs in the matchup of these two players. Usually when they match up against each other in S-tier events, it's a clean sweep one way or another. So it's actually pretty rare that we have a back and forth so far.
Yep, but it's not surprising with the level that they've come in here to play. And now we go on to one of Jordan's home maps. So it's either Frigid Lake or Golden Swamp. He could pick Outcrop, but I think in a 1-1 scenario, you probably want to go for your home map. And we're looking at the civs available for Jordan there. He's got Italians. He's got... let's see, Cumans potentially, Berbers are good on Golden Swamp, Britons are good on Golden Swamp, maybe Cumans for Outcrop, and then Italians potentially for Golden Swamp or Frigid Lake.
Well, I hear villagers, so let's jump into game number 3, and it is going to be Golden Swamp here, and there is the Malay pick.
There's the Malay pick for Vinchester, so Malay well, they do have potential, and they're pretty good on hybrid maps. They're pretty good on water maps. Of course, your docks get an extended line of sight, which is fantastic, but that's not the bonus that is impacting you the most here. It is the quicker up times, and if you have a very clean build, you can hit Feudal Age or Castle Age at a very, very surprising time and maybe be able to capitalize on that and pressure your opponent very, very quickly. So I will want to look at Vinchester's build quite closely here, just to see what he is going to attempt to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Malay is such a Vinchester pick over here. You don't fully know what to expect from it, but there's a great upside to this. And I think this was picked by him as a counter pick to the Britons as well. He was expecting Britons here. Yeah,
and Britons also very good on this map. You can see the Water Buffalo, obviously they gather faster from the herdables, and they also have a lot of options for them in late game, right? If you're going to be playing for this middle area, the British Trebs are going to be good, the British Archers are going to be good, the British fleet is actually, you know, maybe not up to par with the British fleet later on, later stages of the timeline, but it's a pretty good tech tree for them, and they have a lot of options. Malay, on the other hand, unless you go into Arbalest, what else do you really have? Your water tech tree is good. Your elephants are kind of weak. They are very cheap. But, like, what else are you playing into late game?
Yeah, Malay is just such a timing-focused civilization. It's not a civ that can brute force a late game. It's more about you beat your opponent to Castle, you beat your opponent to Imperial, and you use that momentum to sweep the game.
They do have bomber cannons, though, which is nice.
Yes.
But Britons have Werewolf. so you can never underestimate that, right? If you're thinking harbors, guys, harbors, let me tell you, as someone who has made hundreds of harbors, those things do nothing. It just feels like it gives you a warm and fuzzy feeling that there's more arrows being fired, but those things do not do damage. I can tell you that firsthand experience. Jordan is already up to Feudal Age. We're going to be waiting for Vinchester to click up, and because of the faster up times, Vinchester can wait, add a couple extra villagers, and his economy is going to be better than Jordan's, and he's going to be up at around the same time.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of having Malay when it comes to going up to the next stage. You're proportionally going to get a little more resources than your opponent will because of that faster uptime.
There we go. He's stalling it out, and he gets up at exactly the same time as Jordan. Exactly the same time, and he is 2 villagers ahead and 1 fishing ship ahead of Jordan, as Jordan is now harassing a little bit on that dock. So this is a good eco setup here for Vinchester. He snuck the other dock on the right side, and he knows exactly where the dock from Jordan is, and Jordan's going to be exploring a little bit here. He's looking around for future dock placements from Vinchester. It's a good game sense here from Jordan. Nope. He's looping back towards Vinchester's main base. I think he's got a lot of questions with the Melee, just like us, right? Like, what type of build is this? Is it going to be land pressure? Is it going to be water pressure? Like, he just doesn't know.
Oh, look at that lovely move there by Vinch. He kind of cut the path of the scout towards the dock just to make sure that Jordan runs the other way and he doesn't scout it.
Dude, Jordan gets up to Feudal Age. He's like, yeah, I'm going to turn around now. And Vinchester's like, all right.
Nope.
He's like, what you got, bro? What you got? He hits Feudal Age at exactly the same time. And these scouts, well, the fight should go in favor of Vinchester, but Jordan now has a villager there, and Vinchester needs to disengage. He thought he might be able to snag the scout from Jordan, but no dice. The scout stays alive, and Vinchester will open with the galley approach. Jordan will also open with galleys here. Vinchester, if we go to his point of view, his fog of war, he will get a little bit of an advantage over Jordan with the dock line of sight. Like, you can see the Navy coming in from so far away.
Yeah, that's a big thing, Dave. And this is going to help estimate whether he can take a fight or not. Remember, the second dock he has is still hidden, so Jordan doesn't know how much Vinchester is going to commit to the water.
He doesn't even know if he's going galleys or not.
Yeah.
Like, Vinchester consciously pulled those galleys away from the scout. He's like, I could kill that, but I don't want to let him know, right? And I'm going to try and go snipe his fish. Vinchester trying to do that. Jordan with 2 galleys of his own. And the double galley will tell Jordan that there is a second dock somewhere from Vinchester. So he knows the commitment from Vinchester is on water. He doesn't have to be worried about any sort of land shenanigans with this Melee build.
Yeah, that's the big thing, right? Like, he pulled away those galleys. He didn't kill the scout to conceal the exact amount of docks he has. But now, with the galleys on both sides, Jordan knows fully well that it's the same commitment from Vinch.
I love galley micro. I could watch galley micro between 2 good players on low latency all day. I absolutely love it. I know it got a little bit monotonous in the past when we would see it every single time on water maps, but I love the dance, the delicate dance, right? And right now it looks like Jordan's in the lead here as he's managed to pick a lot of HP, and he's got that repair villager forward. It's a risk because the villager goes down very quickly to galley fire, but in small engagements like this, like we look at the HP from these 2 fleets, Vinchester is a little bit later to the repairs than Jordan, and Jordan is just kind of holding on to his fishing ships.
Now look at the overall resources collected, Dave. That's where the Malians comes in clutch. Much better eco for Vinchester because of those extra villagers.
The Malians are here?
Yep. Malay. Yeah, Malay.
The Malayans. There we go.
The Malayans.
I have to call you out. I'm sorry. Hey, I got it. At least they were played in this set, right? At least they were played.
Still, the point is there. Extra villagers because of that faster age up from the Malay. That's coming in clutch.
Yeah. Fletching in for both. Jordan going for a mill on those berries, and he's got all 4 of those Ibex. That's perfect Ibex placement. I think Vinchester has the same thing. Yeah, he's taken them already. And both players looking fairly similar on the amount of res they have in the bank there, but Vinchester, total res collected, is in front over Jordan. Wonderful dancing back and forth. I mean, the KD is still only 1-0 because of that scout that Jordan took out earlier. So both players has done a fantastic job here.
Yeah, it's just a very cautious micro, but that's favoring Vinchester right now. He's got a slightly better resource income. He's going to have better escalation potential.
Oh, Jordan loses a ship here. Oh, man, he's too good. He's too good. He pulled away at exactly right. I thought the angle was perfect there for that weak galley. And you know Vinchester sees that too.
Yep.
The thing is, though, in a galley war like this, you want to take out that galley, but you don't want to overshoot. So maybe you like task 1 of your galleys or 2 of your galleys to shoot that one, but it's so tough, right? Because you're managing your eco behind this, you're getting your walls up behind this, and it's tough to keep your full attention there. Jordan might have found an opportunity, though. Maybe our first kill on the water battle, and both players end up losing a ship there as Vinchester is trying to spread out his galleys and micro with 1 group while he fires behind with the remaining 4. Jordan just keeping all of his condensed. Resources for the players kind of even here. We got Vinchester with more gold in the bank and more food, and he goes up quicker, so he might hit that castle age timing a lot faster than Jordan.
Yeah, that's where Melee could be deadly. When you commit that many resources for that castle age, you're going to weaken yourself for a brief moment.
Oh, nice snipe.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but as he goes up so fast, he's going to have that timing right, and he could easily snowball water off the back of that.
And if you know you're going to be up way faster than what your opponent, what you can do if you're Vinchester is queue 1 fire galley from the dock on the right, you're going to get the War Galley upgrade anyway, and you can loop that Fire Galley around, so when it becomes a fire ship, Jordan suddenly loses his fish, and you got a fire ship behind those galleys from Jordan. Or you could just make the full switch into fire ships early, because you know you're going to have that faster uptime.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's going to be so much faster, dude. Look at the resources for Jordan. Like, he didn't even get double bid axe yet.
It's crazy. It's the extra villagers that he has had ever since the start of Feudal, and now it's just 130 to wait. So he is going to buy himself time by retreating over here, and he's going to get War Galley before Jordan will be able to take an engagement.
Yep. And Jordan's still massing up here. Neither player opting to add that third dock. Castle Age is only a minute away, and Jordan isn't even... He's still 600 food shy of being able to go up himself. So Vinchester in a fantastic position. Jordan is kind of trying to push him back here. Vinchester a little bit housed. He still has the galley advantage, though, and he's done a wonderful job to keep those weak galleys alive. Jordan now goes for the market. He should be able to buy his way up, but by the time he clicks, Vinchester's already going to be reaching. And I want to see, like, Jordan's face when Vinchester gets there, because he's usually a very expressive player. He might not show it here because he's so focused, but I'll definitely be paying attention.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's expecting such a fast castle age from Vinch, because there was really no clue that was showing that Vinchester was castling up until now.
Yep, and he doesn't show it. He's full focus. That's good. That's a good sign for Jordan fans. He is full focused here. And the villager now cancels the dock, so he's adapting. He sees the uptime there from Vinchester. He knows he's probably just going to lose water, and he's looping around to try and find the fish. But Vinchester's like, I knew you were going to do this. I knew exactly what you were going to try and do, because I would do the same thing. So Jordan is forced to go back the other way. Vinchester obviously on the hunt. And Jordan might actually find an opportunity to come and take Vinchester's fish. It would be funny to see Vinchester now loop the fish back around through Jordan's docks around the other side.
Jordan is doing such a good job keeping these galleys alive. He actually may find an angle to hit the fishing geek of Vinch.
Yep. Vinchester, I would love to see those fishing ships go all the way around through Jordan's docks. Just ring around the Rosie. Chase down the galleys. It's a demo from Vinch. Demo! No, dude, you gotta like wait until he's right there, right? That he's just making demos look bad. TaToH shaking his head here. I like the attempt though from Vinchester. I like the idea. TaToH just looked back at me. He's like, yeah, you gotta wait. Not the right dock. Not the right dock. Dock going down on the front here from Jordan, and 3 TCs from Vinchester. Jordan just now reaching Castle Age. And Vinchester has not cleared up the galleys from Jordan. I would have liked to see the fires come out. Just 1 or 2 fires, I think, could have dealt with that really, really nicely.
Yeah, now we have 3 fires, but they're not really on the battlefield, so they're just going to come in a little too late, although that dock is losing HP, so this might be tight for Jordan.
Galley?
Should finish. Right.
He's done the math? He's done the math? He's done the math. Yeah, he did the math. He's more than enough HP. More than enough. Just 270 left on that dock. Vinchester will want to clear up that dock before he runs away, and he's going to micro it down. There we go. So Jordan doesn't have any docks here, and it's only a matter of time before he loses that navy. Villager count right now, 47 villagers for Vinchester, 41 for Jordan. Vinchester already with that second wood upgrade, and he's getting horse collar now, trying to expand his food eco behind this, because of course he lost his food, and he's actually buying food to keep his TCs running.
Yeah, now we have a status quo over here essentially, Dave. So we talked about this. Melee, they don't want to play very long games because beyond arbalests and bombard cannons, there's just nothing that they can go for an imp. So if you're Winch, are you going to try to break the stalemate, or are you confident just playing this eco-focused game that he's doing right now?
I think you know you're ahead in eco, so you just keep producing from those 3 TCs. At some point, you go to stone. At some point, you secure the middle there, and then you're always probably going to get that faster imp timing, and you just pressure forward on Jordan's base. I think the question for me is how Jordan stalls that push out, and how he takes it to the later stages of the game. And here come the fires right now. They're going to slow down these war galleys, let the other fleet catch up, and get a lot of chip damage along the way. So you can see how much value those fires are getting already. Even though they go down right away, they managed to delay the fleet long enough. They lost a lot of HP and a lot of units died there, and Vinchester is one step closer to clearing out this water area. Jordan has done a good job, though, and I think I saw the frustration on Vinchester's face. He's like, come on, just like let this fleet die, dude. I don't want this headache. I don't want to just keep chasing this around, forced to make more units. Here comes another fire ship, and the war galleys just get weaker and weaker and weaker, and Vinch has had enough. I mean, there's now constant fire production, and the fleet is going to die.
Yeah, still, Jordan managed to keep this naval presence up for so long, despite not even having a dock for the last few minutes, and look at that.
There it is. And he's got a monk coming forward to the middle. He's like, I'm going to pull you over here, and I will snag this relic. He learned this one from Viper. I'm going to yoink that relic, and I'm going to bring it back to my base. University coming in for Vinchester. 22 on food. We look over at Jordan's base. He's got 18 on food. He does have his 3 TC set up now, and he's trying to dodge with that. That monk's dead. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. You have to throw the relic. If you're going to die there, you have to throw the relic further into Jordan's space, right? You can't throw it within range of those war galleys.
Yeah,
Can't see the docks either. Oh, boy. And why is Jordan, if he has sneak docks, why is he going war galleys? It's going to take you so long to mass there. I feel like there's an opportunity to maybe, like, build up fires and push out. But it's going to take you so long to equal the mass from Vinchester. It seems strange to me. It seems very, very strange.
I feel like the worrisome detail here for Jordan is that it's going to take a long time until this pays off. And we know how Vinchester is playing this. He's looking for that opportunity to go Imperial. So I'm afraid for Jordan that this isn't going to pay off before Vinch reaches Imperial.
I love the fact...
Yoink!
It belongs in a museum. He brings it back home, and the relic is going to be Vinchester's. And I love the fact that Vinchester is adding in fires in front of these war galleys, right? He's like, 12 war galleys is enough. I'm just going to keep this meat shield in front here. I don't know what you're massing inside there. It's likely not demos, because I had war galleys to begin with. And Jordan will pop out with 1 demo, but that's it. And these 7 war galleys seem like a wasted investment. The monks are here, though, and the monks will be really good against the fire ships, and Jordan is going to micro those back as the war galleys get closer, but the docks are going down 1 by 1. Did Vinchester end up getting back with that monk? It looks like he did, but there's a red dot over on the left side.
Yep.
Yeah, the monk is going to get home. Okay.
And look at what he's doing. He's massing stone for a castle. He's also thinking about Imperial.
Demo will find some value.
Oh!
That's not that bad. It's not that bad. Jordan is going for another dock on the right, too, and he's just full demo production now from those existing docks because he saw the fire investment there from Vinchester. Villager count is 88 for Vinchester, 79 for Jordan, and Vinchester is looking to get a sick Imperial Age timing here. Also has the stone. I think you make the first castle right there on the middle, and then you make the second castle in that buildable terrain in the center, and that's where you push from. If you put the first castle forward, you're taking a huge risk, and I don't even know if there's enough terrain there for him to do so. Big demo from Jordan, but the docks are getting weak.
Yeah, exactly. And Jordan is trying to redock again. Problem is that this is coming too late.
Yep.
Vinch is going to be in Imperial in 1.5 minutes, and then Jordan's Navy won't be able to do anything against that.
He popped out. He did pop out with his Navy, though. And he's getting some value here. Demo there from Vinchester. He will get rocked by a demo, and Jordan has actually cleared up a lot of this fleet, and maybe those dock positions over on the right can suddenly accomplish something.
Yep.
Jordan is clearly thinking about going Imperial Age and then maybe fast fire, but the Imperial Age timing from Vinchester is incredible as Jordan now goes for a defensive castle of his own.
Yeah, Jordan has the docks up on the right side, so he can...
Why are you bringing him over there, Jordan?
Oh.
Why are you with this guy? This guy. You need to sacrifice yourself for the team. Vinchester can't know about this.
I think Jordan doesn't want Vinchester to know about the castle that he's dropping.
That might be it too. That honestly might be it too. There's another castle over on this side, and that was the next natural progression for Vinchester when he sees these docks over here. He's going for fast fire ship immediately. Jordan is still 3 minutes away from Imperial Age, so we already see the melee coming into play here with this build. Nice block there from Vinchester to save the monk. He also snipes the scout, and the monk survives on 1 HP. Jordan is coming in for this. Vinchester's going to try and block with the war galley. He's like, you shall not pass, and the monk gets to safety. He's safe.
Calculated.
He is safe. Vinchester with the block. Monk will go and heal up in the center, and Vinchester already has fast fire ships on this middle swamp.
This is worrisome for Jordan because those fast fires will clean up the docks much faster than the Castle Age ships of Vinchester's did.
Okay, still has the docks alive though, Jordan. He's going for more, so he needs to contest the water here. One thing I would love to see Vinchester do is outposts on the sides. Like, you got to keep tabs, even though Jordan is full committing onto water here, you got to keep tabs on whether, oh, and a castle is basically a better outpost there, so a great job from Vinchester. Got to keep tabs on whether Jordan's going to try and mix it up on either side, right? And he hasn't explored at all to the right, but at some point, he definitely needs to go for it. Doesn't even have Town Watch, bro. Like, look at that house compared to the dock. Just no vision whatsoever on that.
Now, Dave, can we revisit your statement at the beginning of the game about harbors? Because guess what? Vinchester has gotten the tech for that.
Yeah, it's just intimidation factor. It's just intimidation factor, dude. There's nothing else to it. They do negligible damage once you have all the upgrades, but it is chip damage, and it's not that expensive of a tech, so maybe it'll pay off. I'm so jaded. I'm so jaded. I played it like... I played a game where I made probably like 1,000 harbors, and they just did nothing for me, so... Nightmares about that building. All right, Jordan going for a second castle at the front of his base, and he's going to keep trying to get docks here, but the ship production is just simply not there yet, and he's going for galleons, actually. We'll be adding in galleons. Ooh, the galleon research in that dock that is being trebbed right now. Has he done the math? Did he do the... I don't think he's done the math.
Not this time.
The Treb shot. It almost missed. Has he done the math? No, he didn't.
No.
He didn't do the math.
He got away with it once at the beginning of Castle Age. He won't get away with this.
No, didn't do the math. 86% goes down. That's a blow to Jordan for sure. He's still trying to place more docks, but Vinchester has a lot of control over that. And now Jordan is just shifting over to the left side. He's like, can't dock there, can't dock there. Going to dock over here. Vinchester will find that eventually. Jordan running out of stone. He's still repairing that castle. Vinchester, enough stone for another castle. Unfortunately for him, the way that these deep water segments are set up, like, he couldn't get that castle.
Yep.
In the center there, as Vodka's pointing out. He can get one over there, but I don't think that's the smartest position for a castle ever. I think that one's a little bit too risky.
No, he's kind of having that wait-and-see approach right now, just trying to trap these down, see if maybe he can go for an even more aggressive placement.
Yep. Looks like Vinchester has also gone for a few karambits. We don't know where the galleon research is for Jordan. Please tell me it's in a dock. That it's
it has to be in a dock.
Safe. Oh, no, that's a galleon research for Vinchester. Okay. Whew.
Oh.
Whew. The galleon research is not yet coming in again for Jordan. I got a little bit mixed up there.
Yeah, soon there is going to be not much left to upgrade, though.
And the fast fires are taking everything out. And the Trebs are taking out all the buildings. And Jordan is just now contesting with Trebs. And he goes for the galleon research once again. Where is that?
Oh, no!
Oh, no, dude! Has he done the math? Has he done the math?
No way.
Jordan is failing math class for the second time today. He passed the first grade, but the second and third are a little bit too difficult for him.
Hey, he's actually...
Uh-oh. Vinchester dodge? Okay, dodges around that trebuchet shot. Oh.
He's lucky that Vinchester is splitting up his ships because Vinchester doesn't know.
Okay, galleon research will come in. He did do the math. Cannon galleon out from Vinchester. I think Trebs are just better than cannon galleons here. I guess if you want to target the Trebs from Jordan, you could have some options there. But cannon galleons, not really the best. 6 + 6 = 11 confirmed.
Nili math in chat.
So this cannon galleon will be sniping down that Treb at the front. I think that'll force Jordan to reposition his Trebs in a safer location next time. But bombard cannon's now going down from Vinch, and galleon actually coming into play as Vinch gets shipwright. And the galleons for Jordan are already putting in work, sniping down some siege, and keeping his trebuchets safe behind.
And Jordan is stabilizing very nicely over here. He managed to keep those docks alive on the left side. And if you look at the Navy, now it's even Steven.
Harbors. Harbor check, still doing nothing. That harbor has been attacking ships this entire time. I want to click that harbor in front of Jordan's docks and see as ship now goes down. It's only got 1 kill, Lita, and it's been basically attacking this entire game.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
It is indeed honest work as Jordan now tries to retreat to his docks on the left side there. He's still docking. Eventually he's going to have docks in front of Vinchester's base if he keeps up at this rate.
Why not? It's not like Vinchester is stopping him from doing that.
Vinchester adding more docks of his own. The Galleons are still pressuring, and Jordan is just running into issues with map control. He's going for more docks in front of his own base. He's going for more on the left side there. He's going for more on the right side here. He's all in on the water defense. I don't believe that he has Werewolf yet.
Nope, he doesn't. I think the key thing here is that Vinch already has chemistry. He's got shipwright, whereas decks are still missing for Jordan.
Yeah.
Critically, chemistry.
Yeah, is that dry dock there or is that careening for Vinchester?
I think that's screening.
That's careening. Okay, I'm surprised he didn't have that already. And Guild's even coming in for Vinch. He's getting everything. He's getting absolutely everything. Heated shots coming in here from Jordan. Chemistry also just completed, so Jordan will have fully upgraded ships over on his side, at least for attack value. And he's still trying to push back, but like you said, Vinchester's got everything he needs. He's got all the tools in the toolbox here, and Jordan is just slower to catch up.
Sense of urgency.
That's the elite cannon galleon dock. That's the elite cannon galleon dock in the front from...
Oh, he didn't do the math.
He didn't do the math. He didn't do the math. The cannon galleon dock is dead. Harbor, sorry, is dead, and Vinch will have to get that somewhere else. He might not even realize that he didn't get it. He probably just selected all docks and clicked, let's get this tech.
Yeah. Now, there's a timer here for Jordan. He's slowly running out of gold inside his base. He's still fine, but he can't afford to do this for 15 more minutes.
And a lot of the times, if you're in this situation, you can say, like, just sell food and wood because the player on gold in the middle will be buying all of that. But Vinchester has 151 villagers, so I don't think he's going to be concerned about buying food and wood as he takes out 2 trebs at the front there. He still has a bomber cannon, so he's looking for that third, and he's still just controlling this navy with his castle, with his ships, and with the fast fires pushing forward. Jordan not finding the answers he needs.
And the problem is, as we discussed, that lack of gold will be a problem for Jordan soon, and Vinchester knows that. He's just playing for attrition at this point.
Treb's going to go down. Nice snipe there from Vinchester, taking out yet another Treb from Jordan. Dude, Malay are looking pretty strong on this map, honestly. Like, the transitions from Vinch were really impressive. And now he's selling food. He's not buying it. He's selling it to get more gold, even with 28 on gold right now for Vinch.
That's going to make life even worse for Jordan because selling is going to be terrible for him. He's going to get so little for so many resources invested into that.
Yep. I wonder if at any point we see such security on the water here on this game that Vinchester starts like adding in fish traps in the center there with Malaya. They could be nice. They could be nice. Shipwright dock.
Oh.
Shipwright dock from Jordan. Oh, he pulls away, bro. That's the same dock that survived the galleon research.
Well, you're saying that, but it looks like he's focusing again.
Heavy demo. Okay, Jordan's trying for the big plays. He's trying for the big plays. Heavy demo against this amount of galleons. That's ambitious. And look at all the docks. How many docks has he made this game? He's making more. Jordan just attempting to get back on the water. This is his only play, apparently. Shipwright will come in time. Heavy demo will come in. Oh boy, Vinchester. It just seems like he's controlling everything, but he just can't crack the defense from Jordan.
I don't think he wants to. He's just playing for attrition, Dave.
Villagers still building. Docks going down one by one. Treb set up behind. Galleons already on that side. Is Jordan even queuing up some demos? Where is he queuing those up? If it's from the 4 docks on the left, maybe he could stack them up against those galleons. Just going to be super tough. And look, the demo's even stuck. Comes out, he'll get a decent enough shot, but it's severely underwhelming, and the next one just dies for free.
And Winchester now knows that heavy demo is in, so now it's going to be much more difficult for Jordan to catch him off guard.
Yeah, going for Elite Cannon Galleon again. Werewolf is in for Jordan, so the Trebs will get 100% accuracy, and they'll get a little bit of splash damage, which he probably could have used before, but he couldn't quite afford it. Still, the Trebs haven't been finding all that much value as Vinchester has basically held them to the position in between those 2 castles. Every time Jordan tries to come forward, like with this one, he loses it. That's a lot of ships from Jordan. He has not given up. He keeps going, and he keeps pushing, and there's a lot of ships on the left side, too. Even Treadmill Crane coming out from Vinch. More harbors being placed in the front here to make things difficult for Jordan. Neither player has stretched out on land, either. It's like just full focus.
Yeah, it's just full focus on water, but there is still a much larger fleet from Vinch. 41 galleons against just 22. It's 2-1.
Dude, this is just like, this is an alley of death here for Jordan. Every time he comes through this front side, Vinchester is crushing him.
Yeah, nowhere left to go for him. He's just confined in here. And now with the elite cannon galleons in, those castles will be under threat.
Yep.
It looks like he's just going to tap out.
And you can only fight that battle for so long if you're Jordan, right? Like, you can only fight a battle that you're trying to push out and you can't gain any ground. And he probably tried to replace his docks, 5 or 6 times? It just never worked. And you run out of gold eventually. Vinchester is going to take the advantage there. Vinchester up 2-1. In the series over Jordan, so really, really impressive stuff from him. Jordan is going to have to take a victory here to basically stay comfortable in the group stages of NAC 4. I mean, if he goes down 0-3, there's still potential for him to come back, but it's so, so difficult. You got to win those last 2 games, and then you got to hope for some luck with your previous matchups. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, as you said, Jordan, at least he's got 1 game on the board, but he really wants to avoid going 0-3. Now, the good news for him is that so far, every single set that Vinch has played in the NAC main event, he was leading 2-1 and ended up losing 3-2. So if history repeats itself, Jordan still has a shot.
Yep. We've got Frigid Lake still from Jordan. He has Italians available to him. Could see maybe Berbers or Cumans, but unlikely. It's probably going to be the Italians play. And then it's probably going to be the Khmer play here from Vinchester. So Vinchester will go for something aggressive. Jordan will go for something a little bit more meta, potentially. And Vinchester, it looks like, is just taking a break for the time being. And it's going to take a little breather, come back. We will get into game number 4. Thank you for joining us here on this wonderful Monday, first set of the day. It's great to have Lita around stopping by to NAC4. And I've been thoroughly enjoying myself, dude. I'm waiting for one of these days where I don't get the first set of the day so I can, like, fully sleep in. That is what it is.
Well, you know, at least you still have one of these crazy matchups here. So sure thing, we are a little sleepy, but we have a crazy set here, Dave. Also a very important set. So let's not underestimate how significant this set is for the tournament of these 2 players.
I mean, it's super significant. They're both 0-2. It's brutal, right? It's absolutely brutal because you think about Jordan, you think about Vinchester, and you're thinking about 2 guys that can possibly have a surprise upset, maybe a surprise win at one of these LAN events one day. And now we have him again. The lighting is just so ominous, right?
Yep.
You can
Fits
see
perfectly.
The hangout area back there. We've got Nili. We've got others hanging out. Can't quite see. There's Dash, I think.
Yep. We got Hera in the house somewhere around here.
Viper. Hera.
Okay, there is Hera.
Hello.
He didn't finish his food, though.
He's concentrating. He's concentrating. Who's that? Is that Nicov? That's Nicov.
No.
Oh, we got a
That's
draft. Good. That's Melissa. We got a draft. Yep. We've got TaToH as well.
Casually watching YouTube.
This is the cleanest gamer setup I've ever seen. Only 1 plate of food in this whole picture. Where's Vinch? I haven't seen. Okay, there he is. Because we didn't see him come out this way, right? Like he didn't even move over a room, so we don't know where he was really. But he's back, and it looks like he's ready to go. And Jordan's had a moment to kind of collect himself and think about what map he wants to select. Is it going to be Outcrop? Is it going to be Frigid Lake? If you're going to win the set, and that should be your goal, you're going to have to play both of those maps regardless. A lot of the times, people will choose to go for their opponent's home map so they can finish on their own. But maybe Jordan needs that confidence, goes for Frigid Lake, goes for Italians, which are very good there, and tries to get the momentum back on his side.
Vinchester is undefeated on Outcrop in the main event so far. That's his home map, so I would be shocked to see Jordan peaking that. It feels like you would go into the Lion's Den with Vinchester having a match point, whereas for Frigid Lake, that's a map that most GL players love. It's a map where you have a little bit more flexibility. You can go for a little bit more of a surprise choice with the Civ, possibly with the approach you take to the game. So I feel like there is a much better potential for Frigid Lake, but I'm wrong.
Jordan's going to pick Outcrop, and I suspect that this might happen here. I mean, he picks Outcrop. Vinchester has gone for Chinese, and Jordan has gone for the Cumans. So we saw the Cumans yesterday against Vinch. Mr. Yo went for them, right? He went for that second TC approach. Vinchester, super fast uptime with the Britons, forward siege pressure. I don't know if you can do that the same way with the Chinese. So I'm going to be interested to see his approach to the 2TC play from Jordan.
Now, this is a critical game for Jordan, naturally. He actually decided to go for his opponent's home map here, but if he wins this game, he's going to be in a great spot because they would play the decider on his home map.
But, I mean, Vinchester still has Khmer on that map, so it's like, I think Vinchester suspected coming into the set that he was probably going to have to play all 5 maps anyway. I mean, Jordan's just too good, right? Like, you're probably going to go to a decider. You said Vinchester's undefeated on Outcrop so far through 2 games played on it. And he looked very confident yesterday, so we'll see what he can do with the Chinese. Of course, on 9 villager starts, Chinese also get the +3 vills, so they start with 12, but they start -100 food. So it's incredibly important for Vinchester to be pushing those deer in, getting the boars in fast, and then heading to the outside of the map and grabbing those extra cows, because I think there's 8 extra cows on each side. And the more food you have, the more it's going to help your eco. Saying that, it's incredibly important for Jordan to do the same thing too, because Cumans will need all the food they can get to keep those 2 TCs running.
Yeah, that's a great point that you bring up, actually, Dave, because with the Chinese having that 9 villagers start setting that we have, they start with negative food. So they're very deprived of food at the beginning of the game, and we've seen so many times that the opponents, they would just exploit that by laming their herdables at the beginning. And having that extra herdable patch on the sides definitely helps making sure that Vinchester's start is flawless.
And you can see like the discrepancy between a normal game and 9 villager start, right? Vinchester is only ahead by about a villager and a half against Jordan, and that's with a really, really good start with only 33 seconds of idle TC time. So it is an advantage, but it's not a huge one. The bigger advantage, I think, with Chinese is the cheaper technologies, which scale really well throughout the game. And Vinchester is going to be looking to boom up his eco. But once again, like we said, Cuman boom, 2TC boom, you got to punish that early. And I don't know if Chinese can hit that same timing that the Britons can hit with going forward with that Siege Workshop and the castle time. I don't know if they can get away with it.
Yeah, I feel very similar. I think one of the concerns here for Vinchester could be a little too slow timing. And then if the Cumans can get a good boom going, then I don't see the Chinese being able to stop them.
Okay, here we go. Vinchester is just booming up behind this. He's found himself a bunch of extra cows here. Jordan has done the same. And that's going to keep his food eco rolling, means he doesn't have to place more farms early. But Jordan's almost in the feudal age, and Jordan will go for that second TC. I'm actually surprised that he's choosing to wall so far forward against Chinese when you can have that second TC in defense as well. It seems like an interesting decision. Maybe he doesn't know what to expect from Vinchester. I don't understand why you would feel the need to wall at this particular moment, but he takes the 1v1 scout battle. Vinchester will never fight up.
What's happening to Vinch?
Burp. Never mind.
Ooh.
I would say Vinchester is too good. He will never go anywhere near that hill to take that fight, and, well, he did.
Yeah.
So?
This is very odd, Dave. Vinchester just now clicked the feudal. He was at 700 food. I think he was so focused on that fight that he forgot to click up.
No. I think he just wants to go for a for an FC here.
Could be.
I think he just wants to go for an FC, right?
Was a little
awkward.
awkward.
A greedy
still.
FC because he knows it's 2TC approach from Jordan. If Jordan had gone for military first, like a lot of Cuman players choose to do, to go for like a stable first and then scouts, he could have punished Vinch so hard here. He could have punished him really, really hard with that timing, and then you go later into the TC. But I think Jordan's playstyle, he's always going to play into the immediate second TC. Vinchester just now walling up. Like, Jordan could have already had scouts coming out right now. Good opening. here from Jordan. Vinchester also going for the walls now, and Vinchester will be going up to the feudal age. He's getting there in 45 seconds, and he'll be in a position to immediately click up to Castle Age when he gets there.
Yeah, that's a very nice timing. He won't even need to sell his stone, I do believe. Maybe 100, but I think with 3 on gold, 120 in the bank, that should be enough for Castle without selling.
Yeah, and he's got, look at how many cows he has left over.
Yep.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Jordan will find the remaining cows on the map. Because Vinchester lost that scout earlier to the scout from Jordan, and Jordan has a ton of cows of his own. He hasn't placed a single farm yet with 2 TCs as Cumans. That's a great setup.
Yeah, that's such a lovely play. He still has an Ibex even left over that he could push in, but really, such a wonderful job gathering all the herdables. And Vinchester lost his scout with quite a few cows still on the map, so Jordan can just take them without any risk of losing his own.
Vinchester will go for a stable. He's likely going to open with a few knights here. Jordan will scout that stable immediately. No surprise for him. And Vinchester will hit up to the Castle Age shortly. He even got double bit axe along the way. Bop, there he goes, on the way to the Castle Age. Jordan will be a ways away, but he's already taken the villager lead, and that's just going to expand as Vinchester has essentially an idle TC here that's not producing villagers, and Jordan has 2 that are full production right now. Jordan is also walling off there. Does he see the hole? Does he see the hole there?
He does.
Ooh, but he doesn't at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he does, but he doesn't. Needs to be careful with that one, especially if there's knights coming in.
Yeah, if he's fully walled, Vinchester is going to struggle so much because you can see that Jordan is already banking resources for Castle Age. He's going to be like 2.5 or so minutes behind.
Vinch is coming forward. He's doing the same thing he did with the Britons, right? He sends 2 villagers forward. He's going to go for a siege workshop. And he has the stable up early with a scout to get that vision. And Jordan clicked outside.
Yep.
Love this. I absolutely love it from Jordan. He's going to be like, what is this villager doing out here? Aha! I'm going to wall this off. Make it a lot less easy for Vinch to get inside here.
So crucial detail. Now, there's going to be... he's going to find them. He's going to see them, Dave. Yep.
Excellent scouting here from Jordan. He can't do anything about it, but at least it gives him a heads up. Maybe he can prioritize his Castle Age a little bit. Only 7 on food right now for Jordan. As I say, that it goes up to 20 as he reallocates half of his villagers here. I don't know if he has any farms, though, and he's actually buying his way up to Castle Age. He's only got 4 farms. Probably get that horse collar upgrade and then try and drop some more. He can also have the opportunity with Cumans to drop a siege workshop in feudal age, so he has mangonels available to him immediately upon getting to castle. But the siege workshop from Vinchester will go up before his. Still, Jordan only 2 minutes behind, and he is a number of villagers ahead, 13 villagers ahead of Vinchester right now.
If this doesn't work out for Vinch, he's in big trouble. Because even if he follows up with additional
quick
TCs...
wall, quick wall, quick wall, quick wall, quick wall.
Yoink.
Doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. Vinchester manages to escape with the scouts, too. So a distraction for Jordan.
Yeah, it's a distraction, but at this point, Vinchester needs to find some value for his forward, because catching up to that eco count is going to be a challenge.
Vinch does have still the stone in the bank, though. He didn't sell any of that, so if he manages to get a mangonel out, he can maybe put his next wood into a second TC, try and catch up himself. Odds are he's going to kill a few villagers here with this early pressure. Jordan adding that second stable already, trying to go into maybe step lancers to help against this. Camels are already here. Monks are already on the way from Vinchester. And Jordan's food economy, like we were talking about the cows and how great it was, but Jordan doesn't have the normal amount of farms that a Cuman player would have to produce step lancers from 2 TCs. He might be forced into going for knights because they cost less food. He just doesn't have the farms that he needs.
I'm actually wondering if he was going to go camels over here, seeing that the Vinch is committing to 4 camels as his cavalry.
Maybe, he could. But, I mean, there's monks already there from
Yeah,
Vinchester.
that's
It's so difficult, right? And it is step lancers from Jordan, but where's the food economy? The cow is gone. The cow is gone, and suddenly you only have 9 on food, Lita.
And this is problematic, especially because he's depleting his wood bank by repairing the TC, so affording additional farms is also a challenge.
Yep. Jordan needs to get that farming eco rolling. Of course, his eco is still way ahead of Vinchester's, but Vinchester will be slowly catching up here if he manages to take out that TC. Look at what he's doing. He's walling in the monk. He's like, I don't need to move from this position. I've got 2 mangonels here. If you come in with your units, I'm going to get a conversion. You're not going to be able to snipe my monk. And Vinchester might even gate wall in these mangonels in front of them. That wouldn't help against the Step Lancers, though, because they can just poke them over the wall, but the Mangonels can always retreat a couple tiles. And nice expansion out there from Vinchester. The stone is only on the outside if you want to get access to that. And, of course, there's a lot of gold out there. There's also some Ibex that you can take as Vinch now goes for a outpost to give him a little bit more vision. Jordan goes for his first Siege Workshop, and Jordan is heading out across the map with the Step Lancers.
Vinch is open. He's open.
This could be really bad. There's nothing at home to defend. And it's Step Lancers. It's not like Knights that you can palisade wall out. Those Step Lancers you just poke over top of that. Jordan is hunting. He's looking for damage. Vinchester, great recognition. Notices right away. But Jordan, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and so much idle time, Dave. That's the other thing. That's going to be a stinger, especially because now he needs to focus here as well. Needs to be cautious not to lose those Mangonels. Those Step Lancers will be a nightmare.
Oh, and they're one-shotting Vills, right?
Yep.
They're one-shotting Vills. They can stack. There goes another Villager. There goes another Villager. The Camels are back to deal with them, but this many Step Lancers, I think, can deal with 2 Camels.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
And at this point, you're idling Vinchester so much. Vinchester has 4 on food, 5 on wood. Such a fragile eco right now.
Yep. Vinchester 1 on food now with everything Garrison as they try for the Mangonel 1v1. Excellent attack ground there from Jordan. He knew Vinchester was going to go to the left. He shot left, and he ended up getting him with 1 shot. So Vinchester's pressure stalled out here. Jordan managing to defend. Jordan now with the aggression, and Vinchester, unfortunately for him, has to send those forward Camels back. So all of that momentum that he was gaining with the early Castle Age basically stalled out. Our food concerns for Jordan, it didn't really matter for him, right? He managed to get 4 Step Lancers out. It was enough, or sorry, 6 Step Lancers, as Vinchester now evens up the count with the Mangonel Wars, taking 1 from Jordan.
Exactly, but he managed to shut down the food eco of Vinchester, so Vinch is only at 36 Vils, Jordan's on 60, and he also distracted Vinch, so he was able to pick off one of those Mangonels. He managed to stabilize back at home, and now his eco lead is gigantic.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like 60 villagers to 36. Obviously, he doesn't have the second wood upgrade, which Vinchester does have, but Vinchester's Woodvilles have been a little bit idle here with the Step Lancer raids, and that is only the 3rd villager kill of the game for Vinchester so far. Jordan with 5, and it's Vinchester that should have been the one piling on all the aggression. Vinchester looking for another pick. Jordan dancing with the Mangonels, manages to survive with that one. That's it. Oh, that was a TC shot. He gets half a tile extra range. If he shoots the TC, it goes right to the middle. Oh man, and he almost got the Mangonel from Jordan, but Jordan manages to save that. He almost got it again.
Slowly but surely he's taking down the HP of that TC, but Jordan isn't too worried. He's just going to send a couple of Vils to repair when he needs to. Whoop.
Okay, dancing back and forth. They both commit, and Jordan goes 1 for 1 against the Mangonel from Vinchester, and he's gonna get this one too. He escapes with his Mangonel, and Jordan, well, he's in a fantastic position. There's the Cumin farming eco that we expect to see. Normally when they hit Castle Age, obviously Jordan prioritized that early, as Vinchester is now desperately trying to catch up, but it's 66 villagers for Jordan, 42 for Vinch, and Jordan is the first one to the 3rd TC.
Yeah, we've been talking about this even before that Step Lancer raid, that it is Vinchester who has to make something happen over here with that Castle Age timing. That wasn't the case, and even worse, he lost a bunch of villagers and lost a lot of precious time back at home.
Oh, there it is, the little gated community for the monks. And Vinchester, you saw the look of frustration on his face. I think he really wanted a conversion there. He thought he deserved one. As the 3rd TC goes up, and now the 1st TC goes down. So it's essentially a 2nd TC out there for Jordan. He let that one die, and Vinchester deciding to build a 3rd town center of his own. Military count, fairly similar. Villager count way ahead, as it's always been in this game for Jordan, and Vinchester will now have to find a different area to push. It's just like, where do you go with these Mangonels?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? And Jordan is just now building up his farming eco. So part of the reason why we don't see more momentum from him is because he's still in the middle of that farm transition. But once that's complete, you're going to see not 4 Step Lancers, but 20. And Vinchester is still wide open for raiding, by the way.
Yep. I like the limited commitment to defense that Jordan has made, and it's just been enough, right? Like, he's making Mangonels one at a time. He's stalled out production now. Made a few Step Lancers, went forward, forced the army back. Mangonels getting 1-for-1 trades. and he's been fine up until this point. Vinchester now forced to stretch around to the other side looking for damage. That 1-1 is fine. That 1-1 is completely fine for Jordan. You still have a Mangonel at home, and the Step Lancers are keeping tabs on the Camels too. And the Monks aren't really adding in much value if you only have 4 Step Lancers. You're not defending with Step Lancers. You're defending with walls and with Mangonels right now.
Yeah, exactly. And Jordan is now moving on to stone, so he's going to have a defensive castle soon.
And bye-bye Monk.
Yep.
Bye-bye Monk. It's just a great build-up here from Jordan, and I think I've seen this expression a couple times on Vinch's face where he's just kind of like, man, this is not the way that I wanted this game to pan out.
Yeah, it's his go-to map.
Yep.
He played this map in both of the sets that he has played in NAC main event. He played a lot in the qualifiers, and he won all of those games. So he really came into this game with match point and one of his favorite maps in here, and right now he's in a tough spot. And let's not forget, he was leading 2-1 against both of his prior opponents, and then ended up losing 3-2. He doesn't want that to happen here.
Does Jordan see that town center from Vinchester on the left side? Jordan adding more stables now. He's looking for more production. Gaia doesn't see it, but Jordan does. So that's an instant target for him. If he were to choose to go forward with the castle or maybe produce more military, send it forward. If he's looking for damage, that's a good place to start. Scouts now engaging against the Monks, and Vinchester misclicked those Monks. He had them all targeted, and then he pressured forward with them, and the Scouts are going to take out all 3 of them for free, and then they take out the Mangonel. The Camel is there, but the Scouts will just run away. The Step Lancers will run away. The raiding force from Vinchester not doing anything. KD in favor of Jordan. Eco KD even. And Jordan is still ahead on economy. Total res collected, he's above 3,000 more collected in this game, and it really is starting to show.
Exactly. Vinchester was able to cut into that deficit with a 3rd TC coming sooner than Jordan's. But now with 3 TCs and once again raids like this, this is just looking worse and worse for Vinch.
And Vinchester doesn't know. He's going to lose 4 villagers here. He's going to lose 4 villagers here, and that's just super unfortunate, right? He doesn't know. He finally figures it out, but he's going to lose another one, it looks like, coming back from the gold. Note, Jordan pulls away, does deal with the Camel with the Step Lancers and the Light Cav, doesn't lose anything, and now has 3 TCs of his own, is still expanding his economy. 43 on food suddenly from Jordan. So the macro is there as he gets his upgrades and continues to produce military. This game is about to swing. It's been Vinchester forward most of the game. It's about to be Jordan forward pretty soon.
Exactly. Like, at this point, especially given that Jordan is very heavily committing to stone, we could see a forward cost in the next few minutes.
I think you can make an argument for Jordan's, like, selling some of his food and buying maybe 200 stone to expedite that and get a castle down on that bottom side. Try and target that TC. Another monk goes down. What's that, the 4th free monk pick of the game for Jordan? There's 2 more monks there. There's a lot of camels here now from Vinchester, and Jordan is searching for a good engagement, but he can retreat to this TC.
He sees the villagers, though. He knows there's a castle drop coming.
Vinchester still does not have the stone he needs for the castle. He's going to need to buy it, and I'm not sure if he actually does have a market at all. Jordan is now selling wood. He's thinking about buying a castle, and he's got 400 or 540 stone in the bank. Vinchester, I don't think he has a market. I don't think he has a market. I think he's just waiting around for this stone, and that's a horrible position to be in.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the gold to buy
And
the stone
Jordan,
with.
Vinchester's waiting for the stone. Jordan is waiting for the castle, because he's like, if you place a castle, I'm placing a castle right next to that if it's in a dangerous position. There it is.
He has way more wills.
There
he can commit to this.
Yep, and he's got the army here too, right? So he can take out this Mangonel, and then he can send those camels back home to harass the villagers building that castle, and his castle should go up first if he brings the camels. Jordan? Yeah, this castle's bad news here for Vinchester. I think Jordan doesn't seem to be fully paying attention to this area, which is interesting. And there we go. There's the camels there from him. It's 91% for Vinch. Both castles will go up at the end of the day. I think Jordan needed to pay a little bit more attention to this area, but it's not the end of the world for him because that castle isn't the best position ever for Vinchester.
It's even better than that. Like, Vinchester lost a bunch of villagers building that castle, and he simply can't afford losses like that, being down 30 villagers.
Begun the Petard Wars have. Now, we just have to hope that they pop out at the right angles here, and they're not sniped down by the castle. Jordan's like, I will go around. I'll dip. I'll die. No, dude. You got to just go straight for it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go straight for it. That was overthinking a little bit there from Jordan.
Such a petarded move.
And he's going to have petards coming out now. Vinchester. So Vinchester has learned his lesson maybe from Jordan there, where he's going to build up enough and not send them one at a time. Here comes the Rams as well from Jordan. Jordan can opt to go for capped Rams if he wants to in the Castle Age. Specialty of the Cumans. 92 villagers for Vinch, 122 for Jordan. Vinchester building up resources, looking to go to Imperial Age. I will commend Vinch. Like, he has done a good job. The position he was in, he's done a good job to keep Jordan's military back and boom up his eco behind. It's actually looking pretty decent for him. The Imperial Age timing potentially coming in. But Jordan is going to be able to kick this castle away. Petards now come out. Castle won't survive for very long. And, of course, Jordan being ahead by 20-something villagers. It's no small feat.
And look at that. Vinchester has to make a move here on the Rams, and Jordan knows that. He's just going to commit to this fight under the castle.
Yep. And both players are under the castle. That's not enough petards to take out a castle, Vinchester. It's a nice shot. And the castle is very weak from Jordan, but now he can head back with some more Rams. Getting heavy plow, 45 on food right now, and he's making some kipjacks. Not a fan.
Yeah, this is looking grim, and Cumans, they could even get capped ram over here, Dave.
Castle in the north, too, from Jordan, in the middle of nowhere. Is he, how many, what, like, where are the villagers going from that? I don't see any villagers making their way over to that castle. That is an extremely solitary castle up in the north.
Maybe they just got cut off by that forward TC that Vinchester has over there for whatever reason.
They might have. They might have. We'll keep tabs on that one. Camel Wars still going on. 133 villagers for Jordan. 50 on food. 41 on food for Vinchester. So he's really working on his economy behind these battles that are going on, and he's suddenly taking control kind of this north side. There are the villagers as they head right under the TC. It's extremely peaceful in the north. Not the same story in the south, however, as the Camel Wars continue, and pikeman research now coming in from Jordan. Also, almost enough stone for another castle.
Yeah, Vinchester is stabilizing very nicely over here. Camel numbers are just enough to hold off Jordan, and now he's also up to 115 vills. Vinchester has gotten back into this game very nicely.
What a set we have here. I mean, it was a great opening there from Jordan. Great defense. Vinchester has managed to stabilize. He's now getting the upgrades. 29 camels against 28. He's got the top of the hill, but the pikemen are going to be coming in soon, and this will sway the battle in favor of Jordan. Jordan also has enough stone for a castle in addition to this castle that he has coming up in the north, which he just gate-walled. So I think he's winning. He's waiting to win a big fight, and then he places the castle in a very aggressive position.
Yeah, talk about big fight. He even has the hill advantage here.
Vinchester should have disengaged from that. I mean, he took a chance. He's going to come back. He still has some camels left over. But Jordan is now in a position to steamroll. And, yeah, he takes the fight.
Look at that.
He's like, there's no army to stop me. I'm going for a castle in the south near that TC from Vinchester.
And look at that. He's sending the camels to the north as a diversion. He just wants to pull Vinchester there, and he's just going to kind of sneak that castle up, although it looks like Vinch is going to spot that.
I don't think the diversion worked.
Yeah.
But he is going for house walls, palisade. He's even using the Rams to block. He's using the Rams to block. What a play there from Jordan. He's on the way to Imperial Age. Castle behind is dealing with those camels. A few raids. They're only camel raids, so he doesn't care all that much. But the castle will go up and push Vinchester away from the southern side. I think Jordan will take full control over that. And Vinchester is going to just have to try and spread his eco out in the north to get access to Golden Stone.
It gets more and more difficult, though, Dave. That castle up there for Jordan, it's going to make it very difficult for Vinch to expand further.
Yep. And Jordan, lots of camels on the field. He's got the pikeman research in. He's on the way to Imperial Age, which will give him access to Trebs as well. Also going for Bodkin Arrow. It's not the greatest sign because it feels like he's thinking about Kipjacks. But he does have enough castles. And you know what? At this point, he just needs any type of unit.
Yeah, he's also going into Imperial. So now this is extremely difficult for Vinch. He needs to take a fight, a good fight right now, but he simply can't because he doesn't have the forces for that.
No, he can't. He got some good villager kills. We can see the Eco KD still in favor of Vinch. It's actually swung a little bit in the last few minutes as he got those camels into the base from Jordan. But Jordan, enough stone for another castle. He goes for one in the north as the camels continue to engage here. And that castle will range the stone from Vinchester. So Vinchester will now only have gold available. Jordan does not see the TC to the far left in the north side. It's completely black there. So Vinchester will get away with that for the time being. But Vinchester is still not on the way to Imperial Age. He does have 50 on food now, which is pretty good. It's very similar to what Jordan has. But Jordan, with that Imperial Age timing, is going to be able to steamroll this fight.
And Vinch only has camels, and now he's facing 10+ pikemen. And there is the GG by Vinch.
2-2. Oh, Jordan, we saw him pop up there. He's got some energy again. He's back, baby. And we're going into game number 5. Vinchester with a smile on his face. So I know Vinchester just like loves playing the game, and even if something terrible happens to him in the game, like the demo shot on day 1, he's literally laughing. And it's like, bro, what? You know? But that's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to see. Vinchester is he's such an energetic guy, and when you talk to him after a game, even if you ask him about like his mistakes, he will give you what I like to call like the YouTuber answer, where he expands on it for 5 minutes. He's like, maybe I could have gone for this, or maybe I could have gone for that, but I think the decision 30 minutes earlier is the key pivotal moment that changed the game, right? And he's so articulate. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Game 5, Frigid Lake. Jordan is going to take a little bit of a break here, maybe a bathroom break, and then head back in. And he's got Italians available for Frigid Lake. Vinchester has Mongols and Khmer. Khmer is the much more likely pick here. I could see a world in which he picks Mongols, but I think it's going to be Khmer.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Khmer is the more obvious choice, but we're talking about Vinchester, and we're talking about a decider game, a very important decider game. So I could see a world where he goes for Mongols. The key thing here, I think, is that whatever he goes for, Jordan has great tools to deal with that, Italians and Berbers.
Man, this set did not disappoint. I was looking at the set list. Obviously, the last set of the day is like, like the Hera Liereyy. But then I look at Jordan Vinchester, and they're both 0-2. It's like you can't be more motivated to win a set right now, right? And if you're Vinchester and Jordan ends up taking this, like, oh my God, bro. You've played, what, 15 games, and you have literally won
Six
of them. No, not 15 games. Have you, yeah,
15 games and 6.
15 games and 6, yeah, because you go all 5 every single time. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Really, really tough.
That would be heartbreaking, especially because once again he was leading 2-1. Same story as the first 2 sets that he has played, and in such a crucial set, if he misses out again, that could be a heartbreaker.
Yep. Hera, Roxy there, and we've got Villese in the back.
Watching the stream.
Watching himself? Really? Oh, I thought he would give us a wave. He's stone cold, man. He's stone cold. It's a rare gem, the Villese smile, when it comes out. It's like the sun rising on a new day. It's great.
Yeah, you got to appreciate those moments.
I'm not like this guy, though. This guy, it is like a desert, man. The sun is always out with this guy. ACCM walking past the desk. I know, they're looking at them, but ACCM? There it is. I beat him at Connect 4 earlier. I was very proud of myself.
Well, since you can't beat him in AOA 2, you'll have to find somewhere else where you can beat him.
Yeah, exactly. I've been looking hard. All right, thank you for being here, guys. We're about to get into Game 5. I see the energy from the chat is strong. I see the ACCM faces and the beautiful smile there. Speaking of beautiful smiles, we've got 2 competitors. Jordan, known for it. Vinchester, obviously lighting up the room as well. And they are into the game, it looks like. So we should be shortly as well. Okay, any second now. Any second now. I see vodka loading in. I'm anticipating it. It's like, I don't want either of these players to go 0-3. I don't want to. I don't want to see them do it and then have to hang out with them, you know? But here we are, Frigid Lake. Khmer for Vinchester, Italians for Jordan. Those are the civs we expected. And let's see if we see some sort of really super fast uptime from Vinchester, similar to what Jordan did with the Khmer yesterday against Viper, where he didn't even dock early. He did dock early, went for 1 fishing ship, and then no lumber camp, outrageously fast uptime into a fast archer range as well. It is a potential, but with Italians, you can hit those timings at a very similar speed. Your feudal age upgrade is cheaper, right? Your fishing ships are cheaper in the middle too. and there's a lot of synergy with that Civ.
Exactly, and I feel like here for Jordan, he expected the Khmer to come out over here. So this is one of those games where Vinchester is going for the obvious strong choice, whereas Jordan goes for more of a niche choice, but it's something that could easily hard counter Vinchester's pick here.
Yeah. Gold for Vinchester is fantastic. Sometimes you get it forward, sometimes you get it at the back, and Vinchester has got it at the back with a wood line nearby to wall it off. So that's really, really great stuff there for Vinch, and Vinch also has a gold in the back. Jordan, honestly, even though he has the forward gold there, it's not like full within range of the water, so it's not terrible, and he has the back gold option as Vodka is panning over right here. So Jordan, in terms of frigid lake maps, I think doesn't have a bad one either.
Yeah,
and the berries are far back too, so that's really, really nice.
Still, though, Vinch has an amazing map. So here, it's one of those cases where, yeah, Jordan has a fine map, but look at Vinchester's one. It's terrific.
Yeah, but I think if you're looking to really, really take advantage of a great map, you want to be the other Civ. You want to be Italians here. You don't want to be Khmer. Because Khmer is probably going to provide that early land pressure, right? Not the Italians player. Deer is still being pushed in here from Vinchester, and he hasn't gone for that early dock. Jordan comes forward with 2 villagers to take that fish, and that means if you send 2 villagers forward, you don't have to keep your scout nearby.
Oh, he killed the deer with the town center.
Oh, dude, and that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot because, look, he's only got 1 sheep underneath there. It looks like he's going for the water pressure, though, so he will be needing wood and he will be needing gold. Less from food early on as he sends that villager out to dock in the center. Does he go for a more forward dock? I think you do, right? If you're going for the early pressure, you go for more forward dock. Jordan is going to...
Ooh, he's going to spot him.
See it. And he knows exactly what this is. Because he did it himself.
Yeah, and in all of the games that Vinchester has played today, where we had water, he went for the less obvious dock placement. Kind of shifted it to the side on Kavasan, same thing on the Golden Swamp map. So here, probably the idea was the same, but Jordan scouts this one. He's still a minute away from Feudal Age, though, so this is a scout fight that Vinchester could take.
I think killing that deer sucks, additionally, because you look at where he pushed that deer from, and I think it was south of the, like, in the middle of the map. He just spent, like, his entire Dark Age pushing that deer. That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And now you have no food under your TC. You wasted all of that time, and okay, he found a couple extra sheep, so that's really, really good for him as he hits the Feudal Age. Advanced timing over Jordan, probably 20 seconds ahead, so he's going to have the Fire Galley out earlier. Still only 1 fishing ship there for Jordan, and Vinchester will see those villagers running away from that area. Trying to engage against the scout, but Jordan reaches Feudal Age now, so they're equal attack, and Vinchester will need to run away.
Yeah, some nice hits over there by Jordan on that scout means that Vinchester is going to have to fall back. And Vinch didn't do that much scouting in Dark Age. Let's not forget that. He was busy pushing that deer that he ended up killing with the TC.
Vinch trying to bait Jordan onto the hill. He's like, if you did it last game, maybe I can get you this game. But doesn't happen. He's very active with that scout, trying to bait him back in. We've got the palisade walls coming up from Jordan, so he fully expects the land pressure, and I think there's a barracks and or archer range, probably just archer range with Khmer coming up there from Vinchester. There it is at the front. Fire Galley is now out from Jordan, but Vinchester will get an extra hit here with the scout, and it's funny how the scouts get involved in these water battles, and Jordan obviously is there with a villager ready to repair. Preemptive tower, too. Ooh. I like that.
I'm not sure about that, Dave. Like, that's such a tricky decision. It's a commitment, but it's not like that gold is in danger right now. So it remains to be seen if it pays off.
I think it is in danger, though, because the archer range is already up for Vinchester, right? So Jordan played this build yesterday. He knows what he needs to do, and he's already full walled here. He just needs to prevent the land pressure. He can lose that fishing ship in the middle. The Khmer player, with the speed of that uptime and, like, the resources you're committing into water and into land so early, means your economy is not going to be as robust as the Italian economy. So you already have an advantage as long as you keep yourself safe.
Ooh, look at that. Talk about the hidden strats over here. First time that Italians are being picked against Khmer here on Frigid Lake.
He's 2-0 in this particular matchup. I wonder if that stat is taken through the qualifiers. Thank you, Nerfox, for the stats. Thank you, Overlay Guy, for providing us with the visuals for that. At any point here, I know them well. At any point, I expect to see a message like, "You're welcome." Fun fact, you're welcome. We appreciate it. We're very bored back here. Fire galleys being built up. Tower is there to defend him. Vinchester, where are the archers from him? It looks like they're right under the mini-map. There they are. And they're heading in, but walls. Walls, 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 and Jordan's going to keep himself safe here. He's even adding extra fishing ships because he knows Vinchester's not in a position to go for a second dock. He's only going to have 1 dock production of fire galleys. Jordan has 2, and Jordan has the numerical lead already on the water. So he can afford to add in a fishing ship, try and get his economy a little bit further ahead, and then if he sees further investment from Vinchester, he's just going to keep producing fire galleys of his own.
And look at that, Jordan is even pulling the repair wheel. He feels like there is blood in the water, and he can commit to this.
Oh, and that's not a great position there for Vinchester. He's not in the corner of that dock, right? The dock's not tanking any damage. He is repairing with some villagers, but the fire galleys are all low, and they're all going to die here. And Vinchester is going for a demo rav. Jordan just needs to spread out his fires as he goes for an archer range of his own at the back. This could be a really good demo. I think Vinchester should get the Vill, and Jordan should pull that Vill away right now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Doesn't kill the villager. Doesn't kill the villager.
Oh, wrong
and Jordan
angle.
sends him back. He sends him back for more. That villager is a glutton for punishment, but Vinch isn't making any more ships. And look at the value that tower is already giving you. Fully protecting the gold. You're fully walled up. This must be a really demoralizing position to be in if you're Vinchester, because it's like, I just invested all of this into early pressure. At least I forced him into investing into the walls, but I'm not doing any damage. Sag Villager is back again. Sag Villager is here again. He made an appearance yesterday, and he's back.
And it is really sad right now for Vinch. As you said, he committed so much to the water, little value from it. Committed to the archer range, the archers yet to get any return value, and Jordan is just so cozy back at home right now.
He's very cozy. He's getting fletching now for his own archers, and interesting decision here. Like, do you send these forward? I think you do, right? I don't think you keep them in defense, but it looks like Jordan is angling towards a more defensive play. He is scouting Vinchester's base, and it is wide open, as the Khmer often play on this map because they have the houses to garrison into. And Jordan, yeah, he shows the archers. Vinchester is going to back away from that position, and now Jordan is going to come forward with those 3 archers. He also working away on the dock from Vinchester, so no threat of demos or anything because Vinch isn't producing anything from that building.
This could be scary for Vinch. Previous game, similar thing happened. Jordan was defending, sends a couple of units forward, managed to get so much damage done on Vinch. Vinch needs to avoid that.
Okay, Jordan beat Hart and Timo in this matchup. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Production doing great work as always. Resources for Vinchester looking pretty good. Jordan will have the market up though, and he has excess gold, so maybe he can buy some food to get up to Castle Age at a similar timing. Also, Italian's cheaper to go up to Castle Age. And Vinchester is suddenly going to have some concerns here as the archers come forward from Jordan. He is keeping archers at home though, so he suspects that there's going to be a counterattack coming here from Jordan, and you know what? He's going to find it in a perfect position. He's got a ton of archers here to push this away.
Yeah, nice little move. He's going to overpower these guys. Jordan has the ships to fall back to, but it's not like there is going to be much left to fall back with.
Yep. Jordan has 37 villagers. Vinchester with 38, so technically has a lead, but Jordan still has those 4 fishing ships. And Vinchester, of course, with those Khmer farms, you can see that food coming in quite quickly. Jordan will be clicking up right now, though, and it's an extremely similar timing here, about 20 seconds difference between these 2 players. Vinchester with a lot of archers left over, but Jordan with the full walls.
Yeah, Jordan has some archers back at home as well, so by the time Vinch arrives, numbers will likely be even, and then again, there's the tower to hold this off.
One of these days, I want to see someone fish trapping in their main pond. You know, like just play melee and fish trap in the main pond. Or make a demo in the main pond and bait the archers in. That's what I've been thinking it, dude. I've been thinking about that for years, ever since I first saw this map. No one ever does it. It's a shame. Anyway, Castle Age still on the way in. Vinchester still unable to find any early damage, I think, because of the walls. And Jordan wisely house walling behind all of this stuff. Maybe there's one palisade. Nope, that's a stone wall behind there. So not really any opportunities for Vinch to get in. Surprised Jordan didn't add more fishing ships. He's only got at 4 right now. Maybe there's not that many fish left in the middle. I think there is, though.
Yeah, there is.
There's a bunch.
Maybe he's afraid of a redocking.
Or the crossbows coming around to snipe them, but you
Possibly.
got the fire galleys there. Italian fishing ships are cheap. I guess he just doesn't have the wood.
Ooh, now the archers are moving forward, and I don't think Vinch has a lot back at home.
No, he does not. He's got houses to hide in, and that's a trap for Khmer.
Yep.
Because I think there was one game yesterday where I saw, I think it was Liereyy, and it was a desperation raid, but I think I saw like 15 houses with a flag on them. And there's going to be a lot more here. So all of those farms are idle. Jordan will just waltz his way around that eco, and Vinchester's in a tough spot. He's like, do I send all of my archers back to deal with this and lose my momentum, or do I just let Jordan do whatever he wants in the back of my base and I go forward and try and hit him? And Vinchester has come to, I think, the right conclusion.
Yep.
And he's going to send this force back. One knight isn't going to cut it once the crossbows come in. And he already knows that Jordan is fully walled, so it's unlikely, without any support, that he's going to do any damage with his crossbows. And there's one villager down from the raid, and tons of idle time.
Yeah, ton of idle time over here. Jordan saw the crossbows coming back, so he's just going to dance around over here, buy himself as much time as he can.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Get in, hop.
Yoink!
He doesn't. Sometimes you just forget about it, right? Sometimes you just forget that you're playing Khmer. You don't hop inside. Maybe Vinchester didn't notice at the time. Jordan trying to run away from this force. He will lose these crossbows. It's just about how much value he can get before he does lose them. There's no armor on those knights from Vinchester. He takes out the scout. That could be valuable. He's going to take out the knight if Vinchester chooses to hang around. And Jordan has only lost one crossbow so far, so I'll take this value. You're also pulling the army from Vinchester way out of position by coming up to the north here.
Yeah, this is such a lovely move out there for Jordan.
2 knights? Big value from this army. No, he won't get it. Nice from Vinch.
Still, the entire group pursuing this for Vinch is great value for Jordan. He's waiting for ballistics. Once he gets that...
It won't help this army, though. Like, he might get 2.
Yeah,
he might get 2 or 3, right?
It's a matter of how many you get, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because, like, the angle that Vinch is approaching, you can't stop to shoot here. You can't stop to shoot. Maybe you can shoot now on that really weak crossbow in the front, but you're buying yourself so much time by doing this. And Jordan, of course, is building up crossbows in other areas. Vinchester has gone for that second TC earlier, though. And he will start building up villager numbers. Villager number is equal-ish for the time being. Vinch only 2 ahead. Jordan still, of course, with those 4 fishing ships, and now Jordan has brought his reinforcements and actually managed to save 2 crossbows. That surprises me. I thought all of those would be dead, 100%.
Yeah, good value there. For a moment, I think he was thinking about just looping north and hitting those crossbows from behind, cutting off the retreat, but then just reinforce
This
his
is so
remaining
tough
crossbows.
with ballistics, and Vinch knows he has ballistics now. So Vinch has to put like 3 times as much attention on this army. He's dancing. He's dancing back and forth. He's trying to dodge the shots, get as much value as he can. But Jordan is doing things the right way and hasn't lost a crossbow yet. Jordan is going to clear this entire army without losing a single unit. Jordan on top, and Jordan is now pushing forward with his crossbows. That was absolutely beautiful.
The KD just skyrocketed there for Jordan, and in a blink of an eye, Vinchester loses the whole army. He just has 3 knights left without armor.
That was sick, dude. That was really, really sick. It was simple, but it was clean. It was super clean from Jordan, really taking advantage of ballistics. Also going for Monastery now. Does have that second town center. Vinchester slowly pulling ahead in villagers here. He's now about 9 villagers ahead of Jordan. But there's 2 armies of crossbows coming in. We might see the flags on the houses once again.
It's going to be a lot of idle time, though, and he has
ballistics, too.
And the knights don't have a single layer of armor. The crossbows will eat them for breakfast. Even these 4 guys, they might be able to take down those knights. Look at that.
And, like, the Scorpion is pushing away the crossbows in the north as those 4 crossbows indeed deal with that first knight, and it looks like they're going to be in a position to deal with that second knight. Jordan with some amazing unit control this game, but the Scorpion will get eventually pulled out of position, and then the crossbows can come back, right? You really have to babysit everything that you do with that Scorpion, even with the extra range from Khmer.
Exactly. And behind this, Jordan is also setting a 3rd DC here, so he's going to shut down Vinch's eco, catch up on the villager department. Now a second Scorpion in there. Finally some good hits for Vinch.
Okay, Jordan has said, I had fantastic micro earlier, now I'm going to stop and line up for the Scorpion to get hits as Vinchester tries to dodge around ballistics. Not Jordan's shining moment here in the back of Vinch's base, but it's always difficult to deal with Scorpions when you have crossbows, especially against Khmer Scorpions.
Indeed. Still, 10 plus villagers idle for quite a while here for Vinch, and he's got no momentum to aggress Jordan.
I'd almost like to see a couple knights added in here from Jordan. You know, like he's got the food eco coming in. If he adds a stable and just gets a couple knights in to raid, he can deal with the Scorpions. He can send one knight at a time and force army back from Vinchester or force a counter. Instead, he's just continuing to go onto the crossbows. He's added in a couple monks. They've been in the queue forever. Finally, a monk pops, and he's going to start grabbing those relics in the center. Still has these crossbows alive. Remember, he does have ballistics, so he can snipe the Vills even if they're running away. And Vinchester will have to keep an eye on that. Vinchester is only 6 villagers ahead now, and Jordan has wheelbarrow and that second wood upgrade.
Yeah, finally the crossbows do get cleaned up, but still, ton of idle time here for Vinch. Look at that, 15 to 20 idols as we speak.
All right, what are the buildings in the north there from Vinchester? Is he adding production buildings there? Stables. Okay, he's adding in stables, and the food is coming in at a decent clip now for him. And Jordan, you're not going to find much value with this army, my friend. I'm sorry. You might find it in the afterlife, as 3 Scorpions now pin that army up in the corner of Vinchester's base, and Jordan will just decide to add his 4th TC. He's almost caught up on villagers. He's got better eco upgrades than Vinchester, and he's got his base pretty much locked down here, still with 19 crossbows and with the water control. Jordan, he was down 2-1. Similar story for Vinchester, right? Up 2-1, and the opponent has just found a way back, and Jordan is in a favorable position.
Exactly, and Jordan needed this set so much. Not only was he 0-2, he didn't win a single game in NAC 4 before this set. So for him, winning this would be huge, and right now he's in a great position.
Yep. Jordan is now selling stone at the same time he is sending villagers over to stone, but he's selling stone because he wants to go up to imp, and that's a sick imp timing from Jordan with 4 TCs. So he's going to start pulling ahead in villager count to Vinchester because he has those 3 TCs producing behind him. Vinch has had a bunch of idle TC time. You see it ticking up again right now. And he's going to have a better imp timing than Vinch, and he's going to be faster to stone if he wants to get a castle set up for Trebs. So Jordan in a fantastic position, also grabbing his 2nd relic of the game as Vinchester chooses to convert some fishing ships. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, now, we still have a lot of crossbows for Jordan. He's going to go ARBs, that's no question. But do you see a world in which we see some condos from Jordan? The base of Vinch is still wide open, and it could be great for raiding.
Yeah, it could be great for raiding. They fall off pretty hard pretty quickly, though. And you need to get all those upgrades, like at least the armor upgrades for them to get some maximum value. So I think for Jordan, it would probably be better to just play into a slow push forward with Italians and keep controlling this water area. Because if you control this water area, you have basically like a 1/3 of the map that you can consistently keep Vinchester away from, and then you just focus on one of the 2 sides. And looks like Jordan is pushing out now to the north. Just curious, like, where's this castle going to go? Is it going in front of the gold? It's a bit of a risk now with 3 monks and some knights and some scorpions.
He's going to have the mangonels to defend here, and the knights are just not getting the +2 defense.
+2 armor. I think Jordan needs to maybe, well, it's tough, right? You want to force the army back from Vinchester with your raid in the north, but you also want to keep yourself safe from a castle age all-in, which it looks like Vinchester is angling towards getting that +2 armor, and he has the stables producing knights, and if he ever gets in here, it's a big deal.
Yeah. I think you go for a defensive castle here.
Yeah, in between like the TCs there,
Just don't throw away the game at this point. That's the story for Jordan.
Mangonel getting some big hits, though. Where did that Mangonel come from? Asks Vinchester. As he's trying to break in here, the Mangonel will die, but the Scorpions are gone now, and some of the monks join them as the crossbow army is still forward. Jordan defending also with monks, and it was 2 deletes from Vinchester, which means that Jordan still has faith to get more conversions behind this. He doesn't get either, though, and the knights are coming in, but the crossbows are still at the front. Vinchester dances away. Jordan is getting Bracer right now. He has enough stone for a castle. We felt like it should be defensive, and I think we'll see it coming up shortly.
I feel like at this point you can go offensive. You clean up those knights anyways. Might as well go for a very aggressive castle placement.
I don't think you need to, though. Like, I think that opens a very slight window for you to win. Oh,
there
Jordan
it is.
disagrees.
Yeah, he wants to win, Dave.
Jordan
he needs
disagrees.
to win.
I think that opens a very slight, a slight window for you to lose, and I think Jordan got a little bit ahead of himself there. He had that doubt energy.
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
And, He kind of tailored it back a little bit. Goes for a castle.
Oh,
in
this could be
between the
crazy though.
bases.
Mangonel.
Villagers pop out and wall these.
Oh!
And Mangonel comes out! Big shot! Will he get it again? Mangonel doesn't fire again, but the Knights clear everything up.
Oh, this might have been the savior of the set for Vinch here, Dave.
Could have been. Could have been. I mean, his eco is pretty good, right? 44 on food for Vinchester. Jordan is still in Imperial Age. He's still got the 4TC setup. He's getting all of his upgrades, and we look at his eco upgrades. Already has handcart. He's getting the final wood upgrade. Like, it's really, really good economy setup for him. But Vinchester denying any value from that Imperial Age army from Jordan.
That is such a devastating loss for Jordan, and now it is going to be Imperial Age for Vinchester as well. Still has 60 Knights that he can upgrade to Cavaliers.
And if there's a hole here, the reason we wanted the castle back is if there's a hole here, it's going to be absolutely devastating. Jordan needs to make sure, and he's house walling up. He's like, no, this is not happening. Almost has enough stone for another castle, too.
Yeah, but from this point on, Jordan is the one defending this.
Vodka's pointing it out. Jordan, gets in the tower and hops out the other side. Denied. The Knights will not be coming in for the time being. That was a sick play, dude.
Yeah.
That was really sick.
I mean, Jordan is fighting for his life over here, quite frankly. As you said, if the Knights get in, it's a massacre.
Yeah. The crossbows are completely out of position, doesn't even have any gen bows, and it's only 15 crossbows, right? So those are +2 Knights. They can do damage, even as Castle Age units. And Jordan was so smart there, he realized his villager would miss that wall off by half a second if he didn't garrison. So he garrisons, pops out on the other side. So good.
I mean, just the reaction on that is crazy. He's been playing for like an hour and a half or so, full focus, and he makes that decision in a split second. Just terrific game sense.
And walls off on this side. Right now, Jordan's thinking not about like what is my win condition. He's like, what is my lose condition? And once I get rid of that lose condition, then I'm going to shift back onto my push at the front. Vinchester, though, has bought himself a lot of time. He's going for a castle in the south, and Jordan is pushing back with another crossbow army. You need something to support this, though. He's going into Genbow right now, but you need some sort of siege, because we saw what the crossbows did earlier. They tried to go in way too deep into Vinchester's economy because they couldn't take out any of the buildings. They were hunting for villas, and he got severely punished.
Indeed. He's going to have a lot more firepower to work with, though, now. He's going to have Pavisa on the archers. He's going to have chemistry. He's got Bracer. Arbalest is still missing, though.
Yep. I wouldn't hate seeing some additional water text coming in after all of this is said and done, too. I think it could add a lot of value because Vinchester is really using this water for mobility in the center, and also eventually Vinchester is going to build up on this side. That castle from Jordan is going to be shoved underneath the castle from Vinchester, but Jordan might lose a lot of villagers as he comes in here.
Oh, this is terrible. He's going to run into those cavalry units.
It's only 5 vills. It should be fine. He can afford to lose that, right? And they have handcart too, so some of them actually might get away because they're so speedy. One guy dies, I'll die for you. But his 4 friends escape. The crossbows and gen bows still pushing in on this side with full upgrades. The Scorpions aren't much of a threat.
There's a petard coming on the right side.
Is it enough though? You need, that one wall is like,
oh yeah, true.
Not built enough, I think. But he's got 2 petards, and he's going to try and go through those stone walls. Jordan, can he see it? Can he see it, Jordan? Does he have Town Watch?
He sees it, and he doesn't.
And Vinchester doesn't see the castle. He doesn't see the castle. Denied. The petards getting shot by the castle. The Mangonel is there, and Jordan suddenly realizes exactly what's going on. Jordan is also pushing at Vinchester's base. They're both trying to break through, both trying to hold on to their walls. Incredible game so far as Vinchester makes the tech switch into skirmishers, and Jordan is forced to retreat once again. Jordan, though, 50 on food. He's got a lot of food in the bank. He's shifting over into light cap production, and he's getting his final armor upgrade for that. So he's thinking, if Vinchester's still open, maybe I can weasel my way into his eco.
Yeah, and that's a big difference between the 2 players. Vinch has full-on Hussar production as well, but Jordan is not open. In fact, he's fully walled.
Yep.
So there's no raiding potential right now for Vinch.
Like, this castle from Jordan is so smart. Like, the castle in the back is so smart because he sees the Hussar from Vinch. He knows the Khmer win condition here is like raid your opponent to death. Always get into the economy. And I think Jordan's castles are going to have to be defensive until he's in a position where the raids just aren't possible, and then you start thinking about that more aggressive, more map-controlling castle.
I would love to see a couple of demos over here from Jordan. Vinchester is posturing his cavalry so frequently on the shallows. 1 demo could finish the game for him.
Yep. Hussar coming forward once again. Elite Genbo is on the way, and those Hussar will absolutely get nuked by that. And look at the castle's already doing its job.
Yep.
Right? Like, that's just an experienced castle there from Jordan. He's like, I'm a little bit exposed on this area. Got a castle on the other side, got a castle in the front, got the walls in the front. And now he pushes forward, and this is looking very, very deadly for Vinchester. Could Vinchester go down again in a 3-2 set after he's up 2-1 for the third straight time? It's going to be so, so tough for him to push this back. Jordan suddenly with Siege on the hill. He's got Elite Genoese Expo. He's got Hussar coming in for the raids, and he is unraidable at home.
Exactly. He's just such a methodical play here from Jordan, and the Gembos will melt the cavalry, and Jordan has the Hussars to deal with the skirms. This is a much better composition right now for Jordan, and he's just pushing without stopping.
And it's just you said it, it's a slow, methodical push.
Yep.
But look at Vinchester's like, Petards didn't work. Check. Let's go for Trebs this time. He's only got Knights over there, didn't get the Cavalier upgrade, and still needs military at home to defend. But he's going to try and break in on the other side and get those raids there and maybe even take down that castle. Jordan, though, unstoppable through the middle area here. The Genbos, the Elite Genbos are just ripping through everything that Vinchester has as Vinch is trying to work away on that castle, open up some opportunities for raiding. Jordan, though, spamming all of his new units into Vinchester's economy.
He's actually repositioning them to the south now, realizing that there's an overchop.
He killed the trees. I think he killed it, might have killed the tree. And Jordan's right on top of it. Repairs the castle, sends Hussars over, goes for the market. And the Knights will be forced to come back to defend the Trebs. Jordan is so aware over on this south side of his base.
He's not slowing down.
Nope.
You would think that this is a distraction that's going to slow him down with the aggression, but no. He still has such a strong position here. Vinchester is really trying everything he can to get in.
Another Trep dies, and the castle lives another day. Even Stone Shaft Mining coming in from Jordan. He's like, I'm going to need this to repair this castle. Genbo is still ripping through the units from Vinchester. That's not enough to clear up the Knights on this side, so the castle will still be under pressure. But Jordan is fully aware of Vinchester's attempt over there. And these guys are just sitting where Vinchester's starting TC was, and they are eating.
This might be
55 kills, dude. 55 kills on those units. Well, it used to be 55 before their friend died. But damn.
This might be game, Dave. This push is just dying out from Vinchester, and there is nothing back at home left to reinforce this with.
And the Trebs are gone. Trebs are gone, and the castle has held. And Jordan has held. And Jordan is now pushing back Vinchester. Vinchester, obviously a gamer. He's got a lot of pride, and he's going to keep playing on here. But, I mean, a lot of his options have been eliminated for coming back in this game. Jordan is just so methodical. And finally, after 3 defensive castles, Jordan says, now is the time. I'm going to pressure the forward castle from Vinchester. I'm going to go for a forward castle of my own. And once this is set up on the stone from Vinchester, it'll be a perfect position for Jordan to treb all of the remaining economy.
There is nowhere left to go here for Vinch. He's struggling with population. Will lose the only forward castle that he still has. No map control. Jordan is sitting on 5 relics as well, even yoinked the one away from Vinch. I don't see a world where Vinchester wins this.
What an amazing display from Jordan to just take it one step at a time this game, right? One step at a time. The first step, that tower early, right? You're like, I don't think the pressure's going to be coming in. It worked. It worked. It drove him away. The walls drove him away, right? And then it's like, he goes for the safe castle. He goes for a second, a third safe castle, keeps the walls up, slowly builds up his military, hits the timings, and now he's got a castle forward that he can sit under with a few Trebs. He's got this massive army coming with 4 Trebs behind on the bottom side, which Vinchester thinks is safe and is no longer secure.
Jordan even could get away losing all those crossbows in that crucial moment and still wins this game, or at least he's very close to accomplishing that.
Vinch, not giving up though. He's got 3 Trebs now. He's going to try and take down that forward castle. Jordan has enough stone to repair that for the time being. And he's got 4 Trebs of his own coming from the south, and he hasn't attacked from this angle yet. So Vinchester must be like, oh god, here it comes. As the Genoese Expo will push back those skirmishers. The Hussars will snipe the Trebs from Vinchester. I think Vinchester has 1 more Treb there that Jordan is trying to take down. He does. Another Treb pops out. But the castle is still secure, and the castle from Vinchester will go down. And I think Vinch, you can tell by the expression on his face that he knows it's over. He's just giving it a good run.
Well, he lost the castle, but he's slowly cleaning up the Jambos, and this is a life and death game for Vinchester, so he's not going to give up on this easily.
Oh, these Genbos are ripping, though. And he sets 2 more treads, and Jordan clears them up again. Genbos are ripping, dude.
Yeah.
They have a really, really good upgrades on them. And Vinchester calls the GG. Jordan finally wins a set here at NAC 4. And look at that. He's sympathizing with Vinchester. He's like, dude, like, you deserve to win that. I ended up taking it at the end of the day, but you don't deserve to be a player that is down 0-3, having won 2 games in every single set.
Exactly. That was such a heartbreaker for Vinchester here, losing every single set that he has played in a 3-2 fashion after having a match point.
Yep.
The good news for him, I guess, and this the silver lining, is that he at least has gotten some games, and he has games in every single set that he has played. So when it comes to the tiebreakers, potentially, that could still be an advantage.
Yeah, and from Vinchester's perspective, like, you're down 0-3, but the storyline, if you end up winning the tournament, would be sick. Oh. That'd be like the ultimate losers bracket run, right? Like Vinchester just making his way through, and I think he has that potential. Like, he's playing really, really strong. He's just come up against people that have had a fantastic day. Like, the opponents so far for him have been so tough. They've been so tough. As I see Jordan now making his way over to the couch. He looks stressed out, but he still has a smile on his face, as he always does. And Lita, I have to thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure, my friend, and it's great that you could stop by. I know you're going to be here next weekend as well, which is going to be a lot of fun. But thanks for showing up. It was a great cast.
Yeah, it was a great set. So players treated us with something special. It was great with you as well. And, well, hopefully you guys will enjoy the rest of the day as well, because this was just the first set.
First set of 5. We have a long day ahead of us, already 3 hours in. I'm going to go talk to Jordan. Thank you, Lita. Thank you, chat, for all of your energy. And thank you, Jordan, for 5 games. Guys, let's go talk to our winner.
Should I come closer?
Oh, should you come closer?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll never disagree with that. Here, Jordan, the microphone is on. And we're going to talk about that set. You finally got a win, not just a set win, but you finally got a win at NAC 4. And I know that was pressuring you a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though you felt like you've been playing well, right?
Exactly. Like I felt like the last 2 days I've been playing extremely well. I also prepared a lot for this tournament, a lot of pressure, obviously. But against Liereyy and against Viper, it's maybe my worst matchups, and they just slapped me 3-0, and that I really could tell that it had an effect on my mindset. And today, unfortunately, I was not able to have the same level as the last 2 days, so it was a little bit shaky. That's also why I'm not that like super smiley, because I know exactly there's work to do.
It's also hard, right? Because you know the situation that Vinch is in, and I know you're everyone's friends here, right? And you're all cheering for each other, even when you're playing against each other. And I can see you shake your head after that, and you're just like, dude, another 3-2.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, you don't deserve this.
Exactly. That's exactly what I told him, right? Like the first 3 sets, he played 3-2 all the time. Yeah. And just shows how close he is to winning, right? And also, I think, indicates how close we are all together, at least the most of them.
So game 1 here was on Kawasan. Were you surprised by the 2 Militia Drush, or did you expect some shenanigans with Malians?
No, I was surprised by that. Actually, I mean, it's Vinchester after all, so you always have to expect certain unconventional strategies. Seeing those 2 militia out so fast was surprising indeed. I lost the villager as well, but I kept my cool because I know he had to invest into a barrack. That means he will not have the fishing boats as fast as I do. So economically, I should be fine. And I managed to keep my cool there.
Where do you think is the moment where you started to pull ahead? Was it the Castle Age timing for you? Just getting control of that middle hill area?
That was really helpful, yes. But I think Vinchester has done an amazing job fighting for the middle again, and he also managed to position himself up there as well. With I think 1-2 towers I was able to defend. Also with the monks, that was really helpful for sure. And I think where I really felt confident in this game was, let's say, the last 7 minutes of the game. So it was.
Oh, you mean when you had like 60 on food and you, had all of
yeah.
you were getting treadmill crane and
Like-
Cataparuto and everything? Yeah,
It's
that was the
crazy.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes as a player you feel like, okay, I'm missing the beats, which I usually never do, right? And then I really was like, okay, focus on the economy upgrades.
Dude,
They're so important.
This moment, I think it was this moment, was brutal, right? Because you
Yeah.
got redemption, and then
Yeah.
your monks died, so you got
Exactly.
no value from redemption. And then this Mangano was like a hero, like it just
Exactly.
kept surviving, and you
Exactly.
eventually you had to delete the siege workshop.
Yeah, because my crossbows were
Would have passed
pathing
into the knights. Yeah.
exactly, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
I need that army, and then I deleted the siege workshop. I think it was the best call I could have gone for.
Dude, so many players would have wanted to hold on to that siege workshop, and I
Yeah.
think it would have been a mistake. I think you deleting that was a really, really big play.
Maybe it was the game winner for me.
It might have been,
yeah,
honestly,
because if
yeah.
I lose those crossbows, I lose the ground on the middle, and then he has the map control, and it's so hard to push back there. So, yeah,
This was kind of
good.
panic time, where
It's like-
you had the houses there, and you're like,
Yeah,
he comes in at exactly the wrong moment, right?
When I missed that one, I was like, okay, like something is not 100% there, and
Yeah.
I really those sets are the shakiest.
Yeah. But you still managed to pull it off, which is probably a good feeling when you're not feeling 100%. You still get the win. You're like,
Yeah.
I just got away with one, right?
Exactly, and after winning the first game, I was like, I can win.
Yeah.
Dave, I can win. So that was really important to me. So it was good for
Yep.
sure.
Also, I think you had great map control here.
Yeah.
You denied one castle with like 2 Arbalists early. You found this.
Yeah.
You not quick enough to kill the villagers, but you also had the Halbs sitting over here on the gold for a very long time.
Yeah.
And he started having big issues not only with gold but with wood as well, like
Yeah.
just trying to control it. You were doing such a good job
Yeah.
to keep up the momentum, and then finally you get into like Cav Archer, Cataparuto, Trebs, Halbs with Japanese, and full upgraded towers. Unstoppable, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, especially if Malians don't have the gold income, there's just no way they can stop that one, right? Dave,
So-
how did you like that move?
So this move was great and everything, but it basically told Vinchester that your archers were coming. If you're
Exactly.
engaging with that,
Yeah.
still, he didn't expect the timing on it apparently
Yeah.
because he still lost the Vill.
Yeah, that was so close, right? Could have
Yeah.
gone either way, and yeah, obviously he knew that. And man, oh god, oh
You can
god,
sense the pain, right?
don't get me started. I was in such a good position. Like I was super satisfied with the overall outcome, but then this, oh god.
Yeah, and then you come forward to try and do pressure here,
Yeah.
but you just can't push past the initial buildings. And look,
Yeah.
he's got Trebs behind. You
Yeah.
already wasted like 500 stone on the other castle, right? And it's just like, if you let Aztecs get rolling, that's kind of what happens.
Exactly. When I let him in, then I knew, okay, I'm going to fight from the back so hard here, and obviously I was not able to afford villager production and also the skirms. I was like, yeah, that is very rough.
He hit some crazy uptimes with Malay here. Like, you always know Malay are very dangerous, but like
Yeah.
his feudal time, exactly the same as yours, which I think surprised you because you went for the scout engagement, and
Yeah.
then Vinchester was like, okay, bro, like
Yeah.
exactly the
Come
same
at
time.
me. Yeah,
Castle
exactly.
Age was way ahead, and then Imperial
Absolutely.
Age was really fast too.
Yeah. When I picked Golden Swarm, it was my home map. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, that was my home map. Winchester is screaming at me like, I think he has something prepared for me. And Malay indeed is something I did not expect, right? Like when he picked it, then I knew, okay, it has to be on Golden Swarm.
Yep.
But as far as I know, I have not seen them being played on this map. So really big kudos to Winchester there. And I think that was the cleanest game from Winchester.
Yep. And what made you pick Outcrop here ahead of Frigid Lake?
I felt like after Golden Swarm, I cannot be bothered anymore with
Oh,
the
yeah.
hybrid,
We'll
with
wait
the
for
hybrid
water,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, get the shit out of here, and let's focus on land, and that's what I aimed for.
Yep. And he had a really good castle timing, even with the Chinese there
Yeah.
coming forward
Yep.
with the siege. But you had some great engagements with the Steppe Lancers.
Yeah.
With that uptime, though, you had to kind of sell everything. You didn't have any farms
Yeah.
when you went up. Were you nervous that you just wouldn't have enough food
Absolutely.
to do that?
It was absolutely a mess, my early economy. I mean, it was the same for him, right?
Yep.
It's kind of how Cumans versus Chinese play out there. And yeah, I managed to pull through there, but it was very close.
Yeah. It was crazy, though. It was clear that you just got enough cows to get you up the castle age, right?
Exactly.
And then this fight was sick, dude. I hope you heard me screaming.
Do we have a highlight of that?
We have it right here, man. We have it right here.
Never.
It's nuts, dude. You didn't lose a single unit. I don't think he hit you with a single shot.
No,
Like, it was crazy.
I've never had this before in my life. It's
You felt like Viper for a minute,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I was like, oh, nice. This is my game. Well, that was really a good boost for my confidence. That's for sure. But he did an amazing move.
Oh, yeah,
here.
yeah. Yep.
Amazing.
And suddenly, your earlier Imperial Age, it feels like, what did it give me?
Exactly.
After you lose
Nothing.
your forward
Yeah.
army, right? And
Yeah.
of course, I think, though, this game, hopping in that tower
Yeah.
to get the extra half tile to make
Yeah.
that house was insane.
It was.
I think I was screaming for
clutch.
that one, too. Yeah.
Yeah. That was so close, right? And if he runs those knights in, and all of a sudden I have a problem because I have to chase after him all the time, and that was really, I would even say, a game saver here for me.
Did you feel like it was this game where, you said you felt a bit sketchy in the previous ones?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got up to your level from yesterday on this game? Because it felt so methodical, it felt so clean, and it was like you were taking it one step at a time.
Yeah, it feels like for me, and that's something I've noticed throughout the last years, I feel like I play the best when the full pressure's on,
Yep.
and I have to work on that, because sometimes I'm throwing games because I know I still have games to give, kind of like
Yep.
that mindset, and it's not good.
Yep.
So yeah, I have to work on that, but last game was for sure the cleanest of the 5 games.
How do you feel going forward now that you got to win, especially against someone like Vinchester?
Yeah, definitely extremely good, right? Like
Yep.
it will take a full day today for me to calm down and work on my mindset there, but it will give me a huge boost for tomorrow and for 2 days. So yeah, that was definitely something I needed, because I know if I lose against Winchester, I'm in a very, very rough position.
Are there any weaknesses in your game that you feel like you can iron out in the next
For
few
sure.
days?
For sure, yeah, and I will be able to work on them,
Okay.
especially also with Viper and TaToH
Yeah.
and Doubt. We'll make it happen.
Are you your drafts so far? I know there's going to be more Civ bans going forward.
Yep.
Are you feeling comfortable with your drafts? Do you think you can do a little bit better with them, or strategically are you approaching them the right way?
I'm very happy with my Civ drafts, but maybe I have to overthink certain strategies which I'm going for, which will then also have an impact on this draft itself, right? So, yeah.
Well, congratulations, Jordan.
Thank you,
I'm
Dave.
selfishly very happy that you won this set, because you'll be in a better mood when we cast
absolutely,
together
absolutely.
later today.
Looking forward
and I'm
to
looking
that
forward
one.
to that one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to learning new English words with Jordan.
I'll give you some
As
fierce
I always
experience.
do. But I know we ran a little bit long with that one, so we're going to pass this over to Nili. Jordan, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing more from him. And we have Nili and Dash with our next set of the day as our camera pans over. Up over to them. Take it away.